Destroy the Old You and Rebuild Yourself Alone. Audiobook written by Peter A. Saul and published by Audiobooks LOA, Why You Must Destroy the Old You. There comes a time, you feel it, a visceral, undeniable truth clawing its way up from the depths of your being. The old you, it's not just underperforming, it's a liability, a monument to compromise, to fear, to untapped potential. The weak, undisciplined, doubtful version of yourself that you've been dragging around like a corpse. It's a dead weight, an anchor holding you submerged in a sea of mediocrity. This isn't just a feeling, it's a diagnosis. And the only cure is radical surgery. This audiobook, this Destroy the Old You and Rebuild Yourself Alone. Audiobook is your scalpel, your fire, your demolition charge. If you genuinely crave growth, if you hunger for success, if you are desperate to truly evolve into the powerhouse you were meant to be, then that old, comfortable, compromised version of yourself must die. This isn't about gentle tweaks, polite suggestions, or incremental improvements. Forget that. This is about a full-scale demolition, a scorched earth policy against your own limitations. You are here, listening to this self-discipline audiobook, because you know this in your bones. You feel the suffocating presence of the old you. You're ready, finally ready, to destroy the old you. You are ready to erase the old you from the ledger of your life. This audiobook is not a friendly chat. It's a command. It's a blueprint etched in fire for your radical, uncompromising self-transformation. Understand this now. No one is coming to save you. That's a fantasy for the weak, a lullaby for the complacent. No mentor, no magic pill, no external force is going to do the brutal, necessary work for you. If you truly, desperately want to change your life, to forge a new mindset, you must force it. You must become the architect of your own destruction and the master builder of your rebirth. This is your declaration of independence from your former self. This is your rebirth. This is your intensive training manual, your self-help audiobook for becoming absolutely, unequivocally unstoppable. The time for hesitation, for doubt, for one more tomorrow is gone. The time is now. Right now, with every word you absorb from this Reinvent Yourself audiobook. We are about to begin the sacred, violent process to destroy the old you, to obliterate the past, to reprogram your mind, and to rebuild yourself from the smoldering ashes, stronger, sharper, fiercer, and absolutely, resolutely alone. Because it is in that solitude, in that self-reliant furnace, that true mental strength is forged. This is how to reinvent yourself when the stakes are everything. This is your guide to personal growth on the most fundamental level. Your Success Audiobook. Journey begins not with a whisper, but with an explosion. Let the demolition commence. Let the old you burn. We noticed that 57% of you who listen to our video are not yet subscribed to the channel. Please help support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and liking the video. Thanks for inspiring us to create more content for you. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. Burn the bridges to your past. To rebuild yourself, to embark on the monumental task to rebuild yourself alone, you must first perform an act of uncompromising severance. You must obliterate every single path, every conceivable escape. Route leading back to the shadow of who you were. This isn't a casual suggestion. This is Chapter 1. Burn the bridges to your past. This is ground zero for your self-discipline audiobook initiation, the first act in your quest to destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone. The version of you that's currently listening, the one riddled with gnawing doubts, haunted by paralyzing regrets, entangled in a web of toxic habits and self-sabotaging patterns. That version's expiration date is now. It's over. To truly, irrevocably destroy the old you, you must meticulously identify and then sever every tie, every lingering connection, every emotional tether to that weaker, compromised, and ultimately defunct self. You claim you want to reinvent yourself? You say you're ready to erase the old you. This is where the demolition hammer meets the faulty foundation. This is where you prove your commitment to this audiobook's brutal but necessary path. Understand this. The past is not a nostalgic photo album. It's a prison, a meticulously crafted cage designed to keep you shackled to its memories, its mistakes, its tragically missed opportunities. You allow your mind to replay failures, broken relationships, and bitter regrets like a skipping corrupted track in a never-ending audiobook cataloging your shortcomings. Enough! That stops today. What's done is done. You cannot rewrite a single line of history, but you will seize absolute, unyielding control of your future. This is the first, non-negotiable step to change your life, to forge your new mindset. Burning. These bridges isn't a metaphor for the faint-hearted. It's a decisive, final, and often painful choice. It's the precise moment you consciously, deliberately stop feeding your precious energy, your focus, your lifeblood to anything and anyone that no longer serves your relentless mission to reinvent yourself and become unstoppable. The people who subtly or overtly doubted your potential, the insidious bad habits that acted as chains, holding you back from your greatness, the comfortable, well-worn excuses that kept you stagnant, marinating in mediocrity, they are all integral parts of a life you are now officially leaving behind. That life and the old you who inhabited it is dead. This is the practical application of how to reinvent yourself. This is where your mental strength audiobook journey begins to demand real sacrifice. Here are your explicit commands for this chapter, your first brutal but liberating steps to destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone. Internalize them. Act on them without hesitation. Command 1. Execute guilt's demise. Let go of guilt. Guilt and shame are not noble emotions, they are anchors. Heavy, corrosive anchors designed to drag the ghost of your old self down into the abyss, and you along with it. You must forgive yourself, not weakly, not passively, but actively, forcefully. Extract the lesson, brand it onto your soul, and then move on. To truly rebuild yourself alone, to experience genuine personal growth, you cannot carry that dead, suffocating weight. Erase the old you's catalogue of self-recrimination. This is fundamental to your self-improvement motivation. Command 2. Abandon the wait for closure. Stop waiting for closure. That apology you think you're owed, that second chance you fantasize about, that perfectly scripted Hollywood-ending goodbye, these are illusions, traps set by the past to keep you tethered. You don't need them. Your future, the powerful, self-made future you are forging as you destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone, is infinitely more important, more vital than clinging to these emotional ghosts. Decide right now that it's over. That declaration made with conviction is your closure. This is mastering self-control over your emotional past. Command 3. Evaluate and sever misaligned connections. Past friends may not fit your future. The people who intimately knew the old you, the version you are now systematically dismantling, they may become the biggest obstacles to your transformation. Some will doubt your resolve, their skepticism a poison. Some will actively try to pull you back into the familiar quicksand of your shared past, their comfort threatened by your evolution. Some, in the quiet, envious corners of their hearts, will secretly hope you fail, because your success would illuminate their own stagnation. Your response must be swift and decisive. Walk away. Your growth, your sacred mission to rebuild yourself and become unbreakable, demands this painful but necessary amputation. This might mean you must learn to move in silence, ghosting the past, to protect your future. This is the power of solitude in action, choosing your future over familiar. Chains. Command 4. Incinerate your old habits. Annihilate your old habits. The daily routines, the ingrained patterns of behavior that defined your past self. They were not just habits, they were the meticulously constructed bars of your prison cell. The late nights fueled by distraction, the mindless hours wasted, the endless, soul-crushing scroll through manufactured lives, the corrosive drip of negative self-talk. These are not minor flaws. They are enemy combatants in your war for self-liberation. Burn them to the ground. If you are serious about your commitment to Reinvent Yourself audiobook principles, these habits must become nothing more than ashes. This is non-negotiable if you want to genuinely change your life and cultivate the unwavering focus and discipline required for greatness. Command 5. Reprogram your internal broadcast. Rewrite your inner dialogue. That insidious, whispering voice inside your head, the one constantly broadcasting, "I'm not good enough, I always fail, it's too hard for me." That is the primary frequency of the old you, a relentless stream of self-sabotaging poison. You must silence it. Systematically identify these destructive narratives and replace them with your new, unshakable truth. I am capable, I am growing, I am becoming stronger every single day. This is the practical core of how you reprogram your mind. This is fundamental to your self-improvement motivation, to building an unyielding new mindset, and to your journey of success through isolation. From past negative programming, Command 6. Neutralize environmental triggers. Eliminate triggers mercilessly. Certain places that echo with past failures. Specific songs that evoke debilitating waves of old emotions. Old photographs that bind you to a self you're discarding. Social media profiles that act as constant painful reminders or sources of comparison. These are not innocent bystanders. They are active triggers, landmines on your path to reinvention. Cut them out. Destroy their power over you. Anything, absolutely anything, that makes you feel like that weak, compromised, doubtful version of your old self again must be systematically and ruthlessly erased from your environment as you learn how to reinvent yourself and build your mental strength. Commit. This is not a drill, not a casual exercise. This is a vow. There is no way back. The bridges are not just burned, they are vaporized. The escape routes, the comfortable bolt holes of your past, are sealed shut, gone forever. The only direction available to you now is forward. You are not your past. Your past is a data point, a lesson learned, nothing more. You are the future you are now ruthlessly, meticulously, and powerfully building. This is the first, crucial, and most defining step to destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone. This entire audiobook experience demands your total, unyielding commitment to this initial conflagration. Burn it all down. Walk away from the smoking ruins of who you were. And never, ever look back. Your self-improvement motivation journey, your path to become unstoppable, starts with this cleansing fire. This is the sacred vow you make to yourself, a promise etched in the ashes of who you once were. Your path to become unbreakable, to develop an unshakable warrior mindset, has officially, irrevocably begun. Let the inferno rage. Chapter 2. The Power of Walking Alone. Greatness is not a committee decision. It is not crowdsourced. It is forged in the white-hot crucible of solitude. The most profound transformations, the kind of seismic shifts that render you utterly unstoppable, that allow you to genuinely destroy the old you. These awakenings happen when you deliberately, courageously step away from the deafening noise of the crowd and walk your own distinct and often solitary path. This is Chapter 2, The Power of Walking Alone. This is the sacred space where you truly begin to rebuild yourself alone. and it is central to the philosophy of this destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone. Audiobook. Understand this fundamental truth. Walking alone is not a sign of weakness, nor is it a curse of isolation. It is the hallmark of supreme strength, of unwavering self-possession. Most people fear it. They desperately crave external validation, constant approval, the comforting hum of continuous company. They are terrified by the prospect of their own undiluted presence. But if you are serious about true growth, about the deep internal work required to reinvent yourself audiobook style, you must become not just comfortable, but powerful in your own solitude. When you are perpetually surrounded by others, you are inevitably, often unconsciously, influenced by their thoughts, their opinions, their fears, and most dangerously, their limitations. Alone. This is the sacred ground where true, unvarnished self-discovery happens. This is where you embrace your loneliness, not as a deficiency, but as a strategic advantage. Solitude, the crucible of self-discovery. Self-discovery in solitude. When you strip away the external voices, the expectations, the societal masks, you are left with only yourself. In this stark, illuminating aloneness, you are forced to confront your deepest fears, your most ingrained weaknesses, your most persistent insecurities. There is no hiding. There is no pretense. It is here in this honest confrontation that you learn who you truly are, not who your friends, your family, or society expects you to be. This is where the real, foundational work of your reinvention begins. This is success through isolation from external distortion. This is the core of personal growth. Selective companionship. Not everyone is meant for your ascent. Not everyone is meant for your journey. The path to becoming your best, most powerful self, the self you are building as you rebuild yourself, is not a group excursion. It's a pilgrimage, and many are not equipped nor willing to undertake it. Some people, even those you care about, will doubt your transformation. They will subtly, or not so subtly, attempt to hold you back, to tether you to their level of comfort. Some will actively discourage your progress, their own insecurities threatened by your ascent. Walking alone for significant stretches allows you to break free from their limitations, their negativity, their well-intentioned but ultimately crippling anchors. This is how to change your life alone, by curating your influences. The wisdom of quiet. Silence is powerful. In the profound stillness of solitude, your mind, freed from the relentless barrage of external stimuli, begins to clear. It's like a turbulent lake finally settling, allowing you to see to its depths. You start hearing your own thoughts, your own intuition, your own inner wisdom, instead of the cacophony of the world. It is in this sacred quiet that genuine focus, profound insight, and timeless wisdom are found, resources impossible to access in a crowded, chaotic, constantly chattering environment. This is winning in silence, starting with your own inner landscape. The strength of the lone wolf. Lone wolves are strongest. A lion does not require the validation of a pack to be a king. It does not poll the hyenas for approval. The most impactful, game-changing, successful individuals throughout history, in every field of human endeavor, understood and utilized the power of solitude. They spent significant, dedicated periods of time alone, honing their craft, sharpening their minds, fortifying their spirits, preparing for greatness long before the world knew their names, becoming truly unstoppable. Developing an unbreakable warrior mindset requires these deliberate periods of focused, strategic isolation. This is a key principle in your mental strength audiobook. Self-respect through autonomy. Independence builds self-respect. When you cease to rely on others for validation, for approval, for your sense of self-worth, you become truly, unshakably free. You no longer need their applause to feel worthy. You no longer fear their judgment or criticism. You trust yourself. You believe in yourself, in your vision, in your path, and you walk that path with a quiet, unshakable confidence that needs no external endorsement. This is the bedrock of mastering self-control over your own self-perception. The forge of accountability. Responsibility is forced. When you walk alone, there is no one else to blame for your failures. There is no one else to depend on for your motivation. There is no one else to rescue you when you stumble. You learn, by necessity, to solve your own problems. You make your own decisions and you own the consequences, good or bad. This is how real enduring mental strength is developed. This is how you learn to overcome weakness and build strength from within. The unexplained path. Most won't understand, don't explain. As you distance yourself, as you dedicate yourself to this solitary work of self-reconstruction, many will question you. They will wonder why you've become so quiet, why you've withdrawn, why you are so intensely focused while they remain distracted. Do not waste your precious energy trying to explain your journey to those who are not equipped to understand it. Your transformation is not up for debate. Your path is not subject to their approval. Simply keep moving forward. Let your results be your explanation. This is another facet of moving in silence and winning. Solitude, the training ground for discipline. Solitude breeds discipline. Without the constant pull of external distractions, without the social pressures to conform, you learn to master your time, your emotions, your actions. You become sharper, stronger, more focused, more self-sufficient. The deep, unwavering focus and discipline required for lifelong success are cultivated in these quiet, deliberate hours of solitary work. This is a cornerstone of your self-discipline. Audiobook practice, guardian of your energy. Selective access is a superpower. The more time you spend in focused solitude, the more you realize how incredibly precious your energy is. You stop squandering it on people, activities, and thoughts that drain you, that pull you away from your purpose. You begin to invest it with laser precision in things that empower you, that build you, that align with the new self you are forging. You become fiercely selective about who and what gets access to your time and your mind. This selectivity is not arrogance. It is a superpower. It is essential for anyone wanting to stay motivated alone. Walking alone, embracing the power of solitude, is not about succumbing to loneliness. It is about claiming your freedom. It is about accelerating your personal growth. It is about becoming the strongest, most independent, most authentic version of yourself. It is in this focused, intentional solitude that you unlock your full potential, that you truly destroy the old you's need for external props and rebuild yourself alone, brick by powerful brick. Embrace it, master yourself within it, and then watch as the world, inevitably, is drawn to the undeniable power you have cultivated in the quiet. Chapter 3. Breaking free from weakness and comfort. Comfort. That warm, soft, inviting blanket. It's also the most insidious assassin of your growth, the silent killer of your potential, the very instant you consciously choose comfort over challenge, your evolution grinds to a screeching, ignominious halt. This is Chapter 3. Breaking free from weakness and comfort. This is where your journey to destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone demands you declare war on your own complacency. Weakness, understand this, is not an inherent trait. It is a byproduct, cultivated meticulously through a long series of easy choices, of paths of least resistance. Strength, true mental strength, the kind that makes you unstoppable, is forged only in the searing fires of struggle. You were not born to live an easy, coddled life. You were born to become strong, to overcome weakness and build strength. This audiobook is your drill sergeant. Look at the titans of history, the greatest warriors, the most influential leaders, the minds that reshaped our world. They all share one brutal, unifying characteristic. They didn't just encounter discomfort, pain, and struggle. They embraced it. They willingly walked into the storm to become unbreakable, to effectively destroy the old you, the version that cowers from hardship. You must wage an unrelenting, merciless war on your comfort zone. This is non-negotiable for your self-improvement motivation. The daily decision: strength or stagnation. Weakness is a choice. Every single day, from the moment you open your eyes, you are presented with a choice. Will you push forward into the unknown, into the difficult, or will you retreat into the familiar, into the easy, and remain stuck? If you allow excuses, laziness, and the siren song of distractions to control your actions, you are actively, consciously choosing to be weak. But if you train your mind with the rigor of an elite athlete, if you consistently push past internal and external resistance, if you face challenges head-on with a warrior's resolve, you are choosing strength. This is the core of the focus and discipline audiobook principles. This is how to develop a warrior mindset. The cage of comfort. The easy path leads nowhere. Your comfort zone. That place you mistakenly believe keeps you safe. It is a gilded cage. It feels secure, predictable, and warm, while it is silently, systematically suffocating your potential, strangling your ambition. Real personal growth, the kind that leads to genuine transformation as you rebuild yourself, only ever happens when you deliberately step outside its confines, when you do the very things that scare you, that make your heart pound. This is how you change your life alone. Fear is a compass. Fear signals growth. If something feels difficult, if it makes you uncomfortable, if it elicits a twinge of pain or a surge of fear, that is not a signal to retreat. That is a blazing arrow pointing directly towards what you should be doing. Discomfort is not a punishment. It is the non-negotiable currency of success, the price of admission to your next level. To reinvent yourself audiobook style, you must learn to seek this, the unyielding law of sacrifice, the price of greatness. Why do most people fail to achieve their dreams? Because they instinctively, habitually avoid struggle. They crave the results without being willing to endure the effort. They desire the rewards without making the necessary sacrifices. But understand this: nothing truly great, nothing of lasting value, comes without a significant price. The more discomfort you can willingly, purposefully endure, the stronger, the more resilient, the more powerful you become. This is the essence of self-discipline. Mind over matter. Your mind, the greatest battlefield. Weakness is not merely a physical state. Its roots run deep into the soil of your mind. Every time you tell yourself, "I'll do it later," or "I'm not ready yet," or "it's too hard," you are surrendering territory to weakness. You are allowing it to dictate the terms of your life. Destroy the old you's mental fortifications of doubt and procrastination. Take decisive action now. This is where your mental strength audiobook training becomes intensely practical. The procrastination plague. Burn the habit of procrastination. Every time you delay a necessary task, you are training your mind to avoid responsibility, to shrink from effort. Every time you utter the fatal words, "I'll start tomorrow," you lose another irreplaceable day of progress, another opportunity for growth. There is no tomorrow in the lexicon of the truly committed. There is only today. Start now, this instant. Pain, your mentor, not your tormentor. Pain is your teacher, not your enemy. Pain, whether physical, emotional, or mental, is not something to be merely endured or, worse, avoided. It is a profound teacher. Pain builds discipline. Pain forges resilience. Pain carves pathways to new levels of strength. Every challenge you overcome, every hardship you navigate makes you demonstrably stronger. Use pain as fuel. Let it mold you, sculpt you into the formidable individual you were meant to become. This is how you reprogram your mind to see adversity differently. The enemy within. Your comfort zone is your biggest enemy. The longer you linger in the deceptive embrace of comfort, the more difficult, the more alien the concept of change becomes. If your life currently feels easy, if there are no significant challenges on your horizon, that is not a blessing. That is a blaring warning sign. Actively seek out challenges, intentionally chase difficulty, push yourself harder than you think you can bear. This is how you become unstoppable. The forge of adversity. Suffering creates warriors. Look at the strongest, most resilient people you know or have studied. Their strength was not gifted to them. It was earned. They have all endured significant hardship. They have lost, they have failed, they have struggled intensely. But instead of breaking, they became stronger. They did not run from pain. They walked through its very heart. This is the crucible where a warrior mindset is truly born. This is a core tenet of this success audiobook. Transcending limits. You are stronger than you think. The limits you currently believe define your capabilities. They are, for the most part, illusions, constructs of fear, past conditioning, and self-doubt. You are far stronger than your fears, more resilient than your doubts, more capable than your past failures would have you believe. The only way to discover the true extent of your power is to consistently, deliberately push yourself beyond those self-imposed boundaries. Discipline, the antidote to weakness. Weakness dies in discipline. Do you lack confidence? Then train harder, prepare more thoroughly. Do you lack focus? Then ruthlessly eliminate distractions, simplify your environment. Do you lack motivation? Then create an unbreakable routine, a system that doesn't rely on fleeting feelings. Discipline is the systematic annihilation of weakness. This is the heart of your focus and discipline audiobook journey, your path to mastering self-control. The death of excuses. Excuses keep you weak. Every time you say, "I'm too tired," or "I don't have time," or "it's not the right moment," you are feeding your weakness, nourishing your mediocrity. The moment you stop making excuses, the moment you take absolute ownership, everything changes. This is critical for self-help audiobook principles to take root. Permission denied because it's not needed. No permission needed to be strong. You do not need permission from anyone else to become strong. You don't need the right time, the perfect plan, or someone else to push you. You need to make a decision right now, in this moment. Strength is a choice, a declaration, and no one else can make it for you. The searing pain of discipline is temporary, fleeting. The gnawing, soul-crushing pain of regret lasts an eternity. The choice is stark, simple. Suffer the productive pain of effort now and succeed later, or luxuriate in comfort now and live with the ghosts of what might have been for the rest of your life. Comfort makes you soft, vulnerable. Hardships make you strong, resilient, formidable. You must train your body, train your mind, train your spirit to endure, to thrive in discomfort. Your entire future, the one you are trying to rebuild yourself alone into, depends on this. Do not stop when it gets hard. That is precisely when the transformation is happening. The moment you feel like quitting is the exact moment you need to push even harder. Weakness dies utterly and completely when you refuse to give up. You are not weak. You are not average. You are powerful beyond measure. But only if you choose to be. Only if you step out of your comfort zone, face the struggle head-on, and break free once and for all from the suffocating chains of weakness. Destroy the old you. Embrace the pain and rebuild yourself into the strongest, most indomitable version of you. Chapter 4. Erasing the old mindset and programming a new one. Your mind. It is not merely a passive observer of your life. It is the primary architect of your reality. The thoughts you consistently entertain, the beliefs you habitually hold, the internal narratives you constantly replay, these shape your actions, guide your decisions, and ultimately construct the framework of your future. If your current mindset is tainted with weakness, negativity, or self-imposed limitations, your life will inevitably be a direct, often painful reflection of that internal landscape. This is Chapter 4, Erasing the Old Mindset and Programming a New One. This is the critical phase where you learn how to transform your mindset, how to reprogram your mind to serve your highest aspirations, and this is a cornerstone of your Destroy the Old You and Rebuild Yourself Alone audiobook experience. Most people operate their entire lives on deeply ingrained mental programming they never consciously chose, programming they never critically examined. From your earliest childhood, you were subtly and overtly influenced by society, by your family, by your environment, by the media you consumed. You were fed a steady diet of limitations, what you could and couldn't do, what was deemed possible, and what was relegated to the realm of out of reach. It is time, right now, to shatter that inherited, often crippling, conditioning. Your old mindset, the very one you are here to destroy, the old you and erase the old you, is a labyrinth riddled with insidious whispers of, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not capable enough, I don't deserve it. These are not truths. These are just stories, deeply embedded, habitually repeated stories that you must now systematically, ruthlessly delete from your mental hard drive. This audiobook is your guide to that deletion process and the installation of your new mindset. The diagnosis of awareness. Awareness is the first step. You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. You cannot heal a wound you refuse to see. The first step in this mental overhaul is radical, unflinching awareness. Pay meticulous attention to the constant stream of thoughts that run through your mind daily. Become an impartial observer of your own internal dialogue. Are these thoughts empowering you, pushing you forward towards your goals? Or are they imprisoning you, keeping you stuck in cycles of self-doubt and inaction? This is fundamental to personal growth and self-improvement motivation. The interrogation of beliefs. Challenge every limiting belief. Just because you have believed something for years, even decades, does not make it true. Many of your most deeply held limiting beliefs are nothing more than ancient, unexamined assumptions. You must subject every belief that limits your potential to a fierce cross-examination. Ask yourself, who told me this? When did I start believing this? Is this an objective fact, or is it just a manifestation of fear, a comfortable excuse? Most limitations, you will discover, exist only within the confines of your own mind. This is how you begin to become unstoppable. The power of declaration. Your words program your reality. The words you speak, both internally to yourself and externally to others, are not just sounds. They are programming commands for your subconscious mind. Every time you utter or even think, I can't, your brain diligently works to make that a reality. Every time you say, this is too hard, your brain actively seeks pathways to quit, to escape the perceived difficulty. You must consciously, deliberately replace these disempowering declarations. Instead of, I can't, forcefully declare, I am capable. Instead of, this is too hard, assert, I will figure this out. Instead of, I always fail, proclaim, nothing can stop me. This is a core practice in your self-discipline audiobook journey. This is how to change your life alone. By changing your internal script. The subtle tyranny of the subconscious. The subconscious runs your life. Your conscious mind is just the tip of the iceberg. It is your subconscious mind that truly runs the show, governing your habits, your automatic reactions, your deeply ingrained beliefs. Everything you think repeatedly with emotional intensity becomes a belief etched into your subconscious. And your beliefs, in turn, shape your habits and your destiny. If you desire different results in your life, you must start by consistently, passionately feeding your subconscious mind new, empowering beliefs. This is fundamental to how to reinvent yourself from the inside out. Mental hygiene. Cut out negativity like a disease. Negativity is not a benign mood. It is a corrosive mental toxin. You must stop feeding your mind with a daily diet of doubt, fear, worry, and excuses. The news that breeds anxiety, the social media feeds that foster comparison and inadequacy, the conversations that dwell on problems rather than solutions, these must be ruthlessly eliminated or severely curtailed. Understand this. You are either actively strengthening your mind or passively poisoning it. There is no neutral ground. This is where your mental strength audiobook principles become a daily practice. The curation of influence. Surround yourself with strength mentally. The quality of your thoughts is profoundly influenced by the quality of the information you consume. The books you read, the audiobook content you listen to, like this very program, designed to help you destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone. The podcasts that stimulate your intellect, the internal voices and role models you choose to cultivate, they all shape your thinking, your beliefs, your new mindset. If you aspire to be strong, to be resilient, to be successful, you must immerse yourself mentally and emotionally in an environment of strength. Seek out wisdom that empowers. The visualization protocol. Visualization rewires your brain. Your mind, particularly your subconscious, often cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. This is a powerful tool for transformation. If you consistently see yourself as weak, hesitant, or prone to failure, you will act accordingly. But if you dedicate time each day to vividly, intensely visualize yourself as powerful, confident, disciplined, and successful, feeling the emotions associated with that state, your brain will begin to create the neural pathways to make that vision your reality. Visualize yourself as already having become unstoppable. This is a key technique in your Success Audiobook Toolkit. Alignment of action and thought. Habits must align with your new mindset. You cannot think like a champion harboring thoughts of discipline and success, but then live like an amateur, indulging in habits of laziness and procrastination. Your external actions must become a direct, undeniable reflection of your internal new mindset. The way you wake up, the way you approach your work, the way you carry yourself, the choices you make throughout the day. It all matters. You must start living as if you are already the person you aspire to become. Identity reconstruction. Rewrite your identity. Your identity is not a fixed monolith. It is a fluid construct of your beliefs about yourself. Stop saying, "I'm trying to be disciplined." Instead, declare with unwavering conviction, "I am disciplined." Cease saying, "I hope I can change." Instead, affirm, "I am changing right now." Speak about yourself, think about yourself in the present tense as the person you are actively becoming. Soon, that consciously chosen identity will become your deeply ingrained, automatic reality. This is the essence of reinventing yourself. Reframing failure. Failure is fuel, not a setback. The old you, the one you are systematically dismantling, likely feared failure, saw it as a confirmation of inadequacy. The new you, the one being forged in the fires of this transformation, must learn to embrace failure. Every mistake, every challenge, every apparent loss is not an endpoint. It is invaluable data. It is a lesson. It is fuel that makes you stronger, wiser, more resilient. Fail fast, learn faster, and keep moving forward with renewed determination. This is how you overcome weakness and build strength. The daily mental workout. Mental toughness is built daily. Your brain, like any muscle in your body, grows stronger, more resilient, more capable, the more you consistently train it. You must feed it a diet of powerful, positive thoughts. You must challenge it with difficult tasks that stretch its current capacities. You must consistently push it beyond its perceived comfort zone. This daily mental conditioning is the core of your mental strength audiobook practice. This is how you develop a warrior mindset. Burning the escape hatches. Remove the option to quit. As long as you leave yourself a mental backdoor, an escape route, a plan B for when things get tough, your mind, in its quest for comfort and safety, will inevitably take it. You must symbolically, and in some cases literally, burn the bridges behind you. Make success, make the achievement of your transformed self your only conceivable path forward. True winners don't quit when faced with adversity. They adjust, they adapt, they innovate, and they keep relentlessly going. The transformation of your mindset is not a passive process. It is an active, ongoing commitment. It's not a part-time task you attend to when you feel like it. It's a full-time, all-consuming dedication. Every thought you entertain, every action you take, every decision you make must be in absolute alignment with the new, powerful you that you are creating. You either stay the same, mired in the limitations of your old programming, or you evolve, breaking free into a new realm of possibility. There is no in-between. Erase the old you, reprogram your mind, step fully, irrevocably in. Chapter 5. Cutting off negative influences. Forever. Your environment, the ecosystem in which you exist, is not a passive backdrop. It is a powerful, relentless sculptor of your destiny. The people you allow into your inner circle, the content you choose to consume, the habits you mindlessly repeat. These elements collectively determine the kind of person you are, and more importantly, the kind of person you are becoming. If you are constantly, willingly immersing yourself in an atmosphere thick with negativity, corrosive self-doubt, and an endless barrage of distractions, then your attempts at growth will be like trying to swim upstream in a torrential flood, exhausting and ultimately futile. This is Chapter 5, Cutting Off Negative Influences Forever. To truly rebuild yourself alone, to construct an internal fortress of mental strength, you must become a ruthless, uncompromising guardian of your own mind and energy. This is a non-negotiable commandment in your Destroy the Old You and Rebuild Yourself Alone audiobook. Understand this with chilling clarity. Negativity is not just a bad mood, it is a highly contagious virus. It spreads insidiously, weakening your resolve, dimming your vision, and corrupting your new mindset. If you choose to surround yourself with negative people, the chronic complainers, the perpetual victims, the cynics who scoff at ambition, their doubts will eventually become your doubts. Their fears will become your fears. Their failures will become the blueprint for your mindset. You must cut off negative influences completely, surgically, and permanently before they irrevocably poison your future, before they derail your mission to destroy the old you. This audiobook insists on this radical cleansing, identifying the anchors, energy drainers, anchors, not wings. These are the individuals who seem to exude a cloud of drama wherever they go. They complain endlessly about their circumstances, but never take a single step to change them. They are experts at finding fault, at highlighting the impossible, at dousing any spark of enthusiasm with their negativity. These people are not wings that will help you soar. They are heavy, cumbersome anchors, keeping you stuck in the muddy waters of the past while you are desperately trying to build your future. You must let them go. This is a crucial act of self-help audiobook wisdom put into practice. This is necessary to become unstoppable. Toxic relationships, the chains that bind. Toxic relationships keep you weak. Whether it's a supposed friend who subtly belittles your ambitions, a partner who fosters codependency and fear, or even a family member who consistently brings negativity and criticism into your life, you must establish impenetrable boundaries. You cannot grow, you cannot flourish, you cannot reinvent yourself in a toxic, soul-crushing environment. If someone is consistently holding you back, if their presence diminishes your light, they have absolutely no place in the future you are so painstakingly building. Their access to you must be revoked. This is how to change your life alone, by taking control of your relational environment. The mental diet. Your mind is what you feed it. Your mind does not exist in a vacuum. It is constantly absorbing and processing information from its surroundings. If you are habitually consuming a diet of negativity, whether it's through fear-mongering news broadcasts, envy-inducing social media feeds, or toxic, mindless entertainment, you are actively programming your brain to expect failure, to live in fear, to wallow in anxiety. You must make a conscious, deliberate choice to feed your mind content that builds your mental strength, that reinforces your new mindset, that inspires personal growth, not content that poisons your potential. This self-discipline audiobook you are listening to is an example of that positive, empowering input. The threat of your success. Your success will make some uncomfortable. As you begin to level up, as your transformation becomes more evident, be prepared. Some people in your life will not like it. Your growth will serve as an uncomfortable mirror, reflecting their own stagnation, their own unfulfilled potential. They may try to bring you back down to their level with subtle criticisms, with guilt trips for changing, or even with outright mockery of your goals and ambitions. Your response must be to ignore them completely. Their opinions, their discomfort, are utterly irrelevant to your journey. This is where you learn to move in silence and win. Deceptive concern. Negativity disguised as concern. Beware of those who couch their negativity in the guise of concern. They'll say things like, "Are you sure this is a good idea?" Or, "You've changed so much, I'm worried about you." Often their real fear is not your potential failure, it's your potential success. Your triumph would disrupt their worldview, challenge their own limiting beliefs. You must develop the discernment to see through this charade and cut off negative influences, no matter how well-intentioned they may appear. This is a key aspect of how to develop a warrior mindset, seeing through deception. The solitary ascent. Not everyone is meant to come with you. The path to greatness, the journey to truly rebuild yourself alone, is often a lonely one, precisely because very few people are willing to undertake the discipline, the sacrifice, the relentless effort it requires. If you wait for universal approval, if you try to bring everyone from your past along with you on your ascent, you will only succeed in slowing yourself down, in diluting your focus, in compromising your vision. You must be willing to move forward, even if it means walking entirely alone for a time. Embrace your loneliness as a period of focused creation. Success through isolation from negative drag is a powerful strategy. Protection, not malice. Cutting off is protection, not hatred. This process of severing ties is not about harboring hatred or seeking revenge. You are not removing people from your life because you dislike them on a personal level. You are removing them because their energy, their mindset, their influence are fundamentally misaligned with the vision you hold for your transformed self. You have a sacred duty to protect your energy, your focus, your new mindset at all costs. This is an act of profound self-preservation, the addiction to chaos, drama. Addicts are distractions. Some individuals are addicted to drama. They thrive on gossip, on complaining, on manufacturing unnecessary problems and conflicts. These people are not your friends. They are chaos agents, energy vampires who will drain your resources and distract you from your mission to destroy the old you. You must distance yourself from them immediately before their perpetual chaos becomes your inescapable reality. This is crucial for maintaining focus and discipline. Ambition's assassin. Negativity kills ambition. The more you listen to people who doubt your capabilities, who question your dreams, who focus on the obstacles rather than the opportunities, the more you will inevitably begin to doubt yourself. If you are serious about personal growth, about achieving your highest potential, you must surround yourself, both physically and mentally, with people and influences that inspire you, that support your vision, that challenge you to be better. Be absolutely ruthless about who and what gets access to your mind. The inner circle. Reflection. Your inner circle reflects your future, not your past. Take a hard, honest look at the people closest to you. Are they disciplined? Are they focused? Are they growth-minded? Are they relentlessly pursuing their own versions of excellence? If not, if your inner circle is populated by individuals who are complacent, negative, or stuck in the past, it is time to find a new circle, or to operate in the power of solitude until one that aligns with your new self emerges. Seek out winners, not complainers. This is a vital component of your Reinvent Yourself audiobook strategy. The guilt trap of toxicity. Guilt is a trap. Many people remain entangled in toxic environments, in draining relationships, because they feel guilty about abandoning others. But you are not responsible for saving everyone. Your first and foremost responsibility is to yourself, to your own growth, to your mission to destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone. Sacrificing your future for someone else's unwillingness to change is not noble, it's self-destructive. This is where mastering self-control over misplaced loyalty is key. The proximity principle, the 5 people rule. There's a well-known adage: you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Scrutinize your primary associations. If these individuals are not actively contributing to your upward trajectory, if they are not embodying the qualities you aspire to cultivate, discipline, focus, a new mindset for success, then you must make changes. Your associations are either lifting you or limiting you. Digital detoxification. The internet's negativity. Block it out. In today's world, negative influences are not just physical, they are digital. Social media platforms are often cesspools of outrage, comparison, distraction, and manufactured drama. You must become a vigilant curator of your digital environment. Unfollow, mute, delete, block, protect your precious focus from the relentless onslaught of online negativity. This is essential for maintaining focus and discipline, and for anyone needing to stay motivated alone. The resistance test. Negative people will test you. Stay strong. As you begin to distance yourself, as you enforce these new boundaries, be prepared for resistance. Some of the negative influences you are cutting off will not go quietly. They may resort to guilt trips, manipulation, emotional blackmail, or outright provocatio. Chapter 6. Building an Unbreakable Routine for Growth. Your routine. It is not merely a schedule. It is the very bedrock upon which your future is constructed. The person you are destined to become, the transformed self you are striving to rebuild yourself into, is not born of sporadic bursts of inspiration or grand, isolated gestures. It is meticulously, painstakingly sculpted by the small, consistent, disciplined actions you take every single day. If you operate without a routine, you are adrift without a rudder, directionless in a chaotic sea. But if you master your routine, if you forge an unbreakable daily structure, you master your life. This is Chapter 6, Building an Unbreakable Routine for Growth. This is where your commitment to this self-discipline audiobook translates into tangible, daily practice, accelerating your personal growth and making your quest to destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone a systematic reality. Understand this crucial principle. Success, enduring success, is not an event. It is a habit. It's not born from occasional monumental efforts. It is built layer by consistent layer through the daily, often mundane, disciplined choices you make. Most people idly wait for a dramatic breakthrough, for a lightning bolt of motivation. But real, sustainable transformation, the kind that allows you to truly erase the old you and install a new mindset, is hidden within the architecture of your daily routine. This audiobook emphasizes that your growth is embedded in these seemingly small, repeated actions. This is how to reinvent yourself on a practical, operational level. Automating success. Routine eliminates motivation's whims. Relying on the fickle winds of motivation is a guaranteed recipe for failure and stagnation. Motivation is an emotion. It comes and goes, waxes and wanes. It is unreliable. A strong, well-defined routine, however, makes success an almost automatic byproduct of your day. You don't think about whether you feel like doing it. You just do it. It's embedded in your operational code. This is self-discipline in its purest, most effective form. This is how you become unstoppable by making progress non-negotiable. The dawn of power. Win the morning, win the day. Your morning routine is not just the start of your day. It is the command center that sets the tone for everything that follows. If you wake up late, immediately dive into the chaos of your phone and rush haphazardly into your obligations, you are programming your day for reactivity and stress. But if you wake with intention, with discipline, with a structured sequence of empowering actions, you begin your day with control, with focus, with power. This is fundamental to developing a warrior mindset. The law of sustainability, consistency over perfection. The key to a powerful routine is not its complexity or its extremity, it is its sustainability. Many people design elaborate, unrealistic routines that they abandon within a week because they are too demanding. A simple, repeatable, and sustainable routine executed with unwavering consistency will take you infinitely further than an extreme regimen that you inevitably quit. Focus on building habits that you can maintain for the long haul as you rebuild yourself alone. Discipline forged in repetition. Discipline through repetition. Training yourself to follow a structured, purposeful routine day in and day out is like forging steel. Each repetition strengthens your discipline, hardens your resolve. Over time, what once required conscious effort and willpower becomes second nature, an ingrained part of who you are. Repetition doesn't just create habits, it creates mastery. This is how you reprogram your mind for automatic excellence. The elimination of waste. Eliminate distractions. A day filled with wasted time, with the constant interruption of notifications, with engagement in meaningless, energy-draining activities, is a day where your potential is actively sabotaged. Your routine must be designed to ruthlessly identify and eliminate everything that does not directly serve your goals, your growth, your mission to destroy the old you. Your time is your most valuable, non-renewable asset. Protect it fiercely to maintain unwavering focus and discipline. The hierarchy of importance. Prioritize what truly matters. Being busy does not equate to being productive. Many people fill their days with frenetic activity that produces little of real value. A strong, intelligent routine ensures that you dedicate your prime energy and focus to the tasks that actually move you forward. the high-impact activities that contribute most significantly to your goals. Adopt the principle, do the hardest, most important things first. This is a core tenet of any success audiobook. Habits as destiny's architects. Your habits determine your results. If your daily routine includes consistent physical exercise, dedicated time for reading and learning, and periods of deep, focused work, your life will inevitably improve. Conversely, if your routine is dominated by distractions, procrastination, negative self-talk, and energy-draining habits, your progress will stall and your potential will wither. Your routine must be a direct reflection of the results you seek. As you reinvent yourself. The metrics of mastery. Track your routine for accountability. Most people fail to achieve their goals not because of a lack of desire, but because of a lack of honest accountability. They don't track their progress, so they don't know where they're succeeding or where they're faltering. Use a planner, a journal, a dedicated app, whatever system works for you, to keep yourself accountable to your routine. What gets measured gets managed, and ultimately gets improved. This is vital for self-improvement motivation. Intentional. Awakening. Wake with a mission, not distractions. Your first hour upon waking is sacred. It should not be squandered by immediately plugging into the chaotic matrix of social media, by responding to messages, or by consuming a deluge of negativity from the news. Start your day with purpose, with clarity, with activities that fortify your mind and spirit. Protect your mental space from the outset. This is a key practice for your mental strength audiobook journey. Conserving mental energy. Eliminate decision fatigue. If you waste precious mental energy each morning deciding what to do, when to do it, and how to approach your day, you will drain your cognitive resources before you even begin your most important tasks. Automate your routine as much as possible. Create a clear, predetermined sequence of actions so that you don't have to think, you just execute. Reduce decisions, increase discipline, and conserve your willpower for the challenges that truly matter. This is how to stay motivated alone. By making progress, require less moment-to-moment effort. The power of the evening. The night routine matters too. How you end your day has a profound impact on how you begin the next one. Your night routine is just as crucial as your morning routine. Set a specific time to disconnect from work, from screens, from stimulating activities. Use this time to reflect on your day's progress, to plan for tomorrow, to quiet your mind, and to prepare your body for restorative sleep. Win the night, and you dramatically increase your chances of winning the morning, and thus the day. The rule of two. Never skip 2 days in a row. Life is unpredictable. Unforeseen circumstances will arise, and you may occasionally miss a day in your routine. That's acceptable. What is not acceptable is missing 2 days in a row. That's how momentum dies. That's how good habits unravel. If you fall off, get back on track immediately, without guilt or self-recrimination. Momentum is everything in the process to overcome weakness and build strength. Finding joy in the grind. Love the process, not just results. Many people quit their routines because they are solely fixated on the outcome, on the distant goal. But true, sustainable success comes from falling in love with the daily process, with the grind, with the consistent effort itself. Design your routine in a way that, while challenging, also contains elements that you genuinely find empowering or fulfilling. If you learn to love the process, you will never stop improving. Energy management through structure. Energy depends on routine. A haphazard lifestyle, characterized by poor sleep patterns, an unhealthy diet, and a lack of physical activity, will inevitably drain your energy and dull your focus. A structured routine that prioritizes your physical health, that includes regular movement, nutritious food, and adequate recovery, will provide you with a sustained wellspring of energy and mental clarity. Take care of your body. It is the vessel that fuels your mind and your mission to change your life. The choice of control. Control your routine, or it controls you. Most people passively allow life, with its endless demands and distractions, to dictate their schedule. They are reactive, not proactive. Successful people, those who become unstoppable, understand that they must seize control of their time, their priorities, and their energy. They design and implement a routine that actively serves their future, that propels them towards their vision. Take command. Design your unbreakable routine with meticulous purpose. Execute it with unwavering discipline. And then, watch with certainty as your life transforms in ways you once only dreamed of. This is how you systematically destroy the old. By building a new, powerful, and highly effective operational framework for your daily existence. This routine is the engine of your success audiobook story. Chapter 7. Mastering Emotional Control and Self-Discipline. Your emotions. They can be your most formidable weapon, a source of intuitive wisdom and driving passion. Or, if left unchecked, they can become your most crippling weakness, a volatile master leading you into a morass of anger, fear, impulsive decisions, and ultimately self-sabotage. To truly destroy the old you, the reactive, emotionally driven version, and rebuild yourself alone into a bastion of strength, you must achieve mastery over this internal landscape. This is Chapter 7, Mastering Emotional Control and Self-Discipline. This is the absolute core of your self-discipline audiobook, your mental strength audiobook, and your guide to mastering self-control. This is where you learn how to develop a warrior mindset that is impervious to emotional hijacking. Understand this. Self-discipline is not the absence of emotion. It is the conscious, deliberate act of doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Most people are slaves to their fleeting moods. If they feel motivated, they work hard. If they feel lazy, they procrastinate. If they feel fearful, they retreat. True discipline, the kind that forges an unstoppable individual, means taking consistent, purposeful action, whether your emotional weather is sunny or stormy. This is fundamental to how to change your life alone. By becoming independent of your emotional state, the weakness of reactivity. Reacting emotionally makes you weak. When you allow anger, frustration, sadness, or even fleeting euphoria to dictate your choices and actions, you surrender your power. You lose control. The strongest individuals are not those who never feel intense emotions. They are those who feel them deeply, but do not allow those emotions to control their behavior or derail their judgment. They cultivate the ability to pause, to think rationally, and to respond with logic and strategic intent, rather than reacting with raw, unfiltered emotion. This is a hallmark of focus and discipline. Forging discipline in the fires of resistance. Self-discipline forged in resistance. Every single time you choose to push forward when every fiber of your being wants to quit. Every time you resist an unhealthy impulse, every time you honor a commitment despite a lack of motivation, you are strengthening the muscle of your self-discipline. This crucial quality is not built when things are easy. When the path is smooth, it is forged, tempered, and hardened in the moments of intense difficulty, of profound resistance. This is where you overcome weakness and build strength internally. The virtue of patience and emotional mastery. Patience is emotional mastery. Many people fail not because of a lack of talent or effort, but because they crave immediate results, instant gratification. True success, lasting transformation, takes time. It unfolds patiently. The ability to remain steadfast, focused, and patient, even when progress seems agonizingly slow, even when the rewards are distant, is a critical aspect of emotional control and a separator of winners from quitters. This is vital for learning how to stay motivated alone, through long stretches of unrewarded effort. This is a key to your success audiobook journey. The strategic use of silence and speech, control, when to speak, when to stay silent. Not every battle needs to be fought. Not every perceived slight requires a verbal retaliation. Not every opinion needs to be voiced. Sometimes the most powerful, most disciplined thing you can do is to remain calm, centered, and silent, while others around you are succumbing to emotional chaos. Silence in such moments is not weakness. It is often a demonstration of superior strength, of profound self-control. This is an element of winning in silence. Logic as the helm. Logic over impulse. The undisciplined mind is a slave to its impulses. It readily gives in to cravings for unhealthy food, to the lure of distracting entertainment, to the pull of destructive habits, to the urge to lash out in anger. The disciplined mind, the mind you are cultivating as you rebuild yourself, always chooses long-term success, enduring well-being, and alignment with core values over the fleeting allure of short-term pleasure or emotional release. This is how to transform your mindset. The echo of actions. Emotions are temporary, actions are lasting. Your feelings, no matter how intense they may seem in the moment, are inherently temporary. They will shift, they will change. Your actions, however, create consequences that can be far-reaching and long-lasting. If you consistently allow your transient emotions to dictate your behavior, you will likely accumulate a legacy of choices you later regret. Before making any significant decision, especially under emotional duress, ask yourself the critical question: will this action serve my long-term goal to reinvent yourself? Will it align with the principles of this audiobook? Discipline. The engine beyond motivation. Discipline needs no motivation. Waiting to feel inspired, waiting for a surge of motivation before you take action is a trap that ensnares the mediocre. Motivation, as we've established, is unreliable, a fair-weather friend. Self-discipline, however, is the unwavering commitment to doing the work, to honoring your commitments, whether you feel like it or not. It is the engine that powers consistent progress. This is central to your self-help audiobook transformation. Maintaining focus amidst emotional turbulence. Control emotions. Control focus. If you allow every small inconvenience, every minor frustration, every critical comment to emotionally derail you, you will never maintain the sustained focus required for significant achievement. You must learn to acknowledge the emotion, process it quickly, and then consciously, deliberately shift your attention back to your goals, back to your mission, no matter what is happening around you or within you. This is where focus and discipline become intertwined with emotional regulation. The mental gymnasium. Train your mind like a muscle. Your capacity for emotional control and self-discipline is not a fixed trait. It is a skill that can be developed and strengthened through consistent practice. Just as lifting weights in a gym builds physical muscle, engaging in daily practices of emotional regulation, like mindfulness, conscious breathing, delaying gratification, and choosing rational responses over impulsive reactions, builds your mental and emotional strength. The more you practice, the stronger, more resilient, and more controlled you become. This is the essence of your mental strength audiobook training. Emotions as navigational tools. Emotions as tools, not obstacles. Your emotions, when understood and managed, can serve as valuable tools. Fear, for instance, can alert you to potential dangers and motivate meticulous preparation. Anger, when channeled constructively, can provide the fuel to overcome injustice or drive relentless improvement. Sadness can clarify what truly matters to you. Instead of being controlled by your emotions, learn to use them as sources of information and energy to fuel your personal growth and your journey to become unstoppable. The paradox of freedom through discipline. Discipline creates freedom. Most people mistakenly believe that self-discipline is restrictive, a form of self-imposed imprisonment. The truth is the absolute opposite. When you are truly disciplined, you gain control over your life. You no longer waste precious time, money, or energy on things that don't matter, on impulses that lead you astray. The more disciplined you are, the freer you become. Free from the tyranny of your own whims, free from external manipulation, free to pursue your highest aspirations. The armor of a strong mind. A strong mind is immune to negativity. When you achieve a high degree of emotional mastery and self-discipline, you become largely immune to the barbs of external negativity. Criticism, failure, rejection, these no longer have the power to break you or define you. You no longer take things personally. You remain focused, centered, and resilient, no matter what others say or do. This is a key component of your reinvent. Your self-audiobook transformation. Self-respect through self-mastery. Self-respect through self-control. When you lose control of your emotions and act impulsively, you often experience a subsequent wave of regret and diminished self-respect. Conversely, when you maintain your composure, when you act with discipline and integrity even under pressure, you earn a profound and abiding sense of self-respect. A person who deeply respects themselves, a respect born of self-mastery, cannot be easily broken or diminished by external forces. The decisive edge, the ultimate competitive advantage. In a world where most people are ruled by their emotions, their impulses, their distractions, the individual who can maintain unwavering focus, unshakable composure, and relentless self-discipline will always inevitably rise above the rest. This capacity for emotional control and disciplined action is your ultimate competitive advantage in every arena of life. This is how you become unstoppable and move in silence and win. You do not need permission from anyone or anything to take command of your internal world. The power to master your emotions, to cultivate unyielding self-discipline, already resides within you. Your feelings do not determine your future. Your consistent, disciplined habits do. The chasm between the average and the elite is not bridged by intelligence, talent, or luck alone. It is bridged by the relentless ability to stay consistent, to stay controlled, even when it's brutally difficult. The strongest person in any room is invariably the one who is least controlled by their emotions. Master your emotions. And you, master your life. This is how you fundamentally destroy the old yous, emotional reactivity, and build a new, unshakably controlled and powerfully disciplined self. Chapter 8. Reinventing your identity from the ground up. The person you were yesterday, the sum total of your past actions, beliefs, and limitations, is now irrelevant. It is a closed chapter, a finished story. You are not irrevocably bound by your past mistakes, your previous failures, or the limiting labels others may have imposed upon you. Reinvention, true and total reinvention, is not a privilege reserved for a select few. It is a conscious, deliberate choice available to you right now. This is Chapter 8. Reinventing your identity from the ground up. This is the profound process of how to reinvent yourself, detailed in your Reinvent Yourself audiobook. This is where you architect and build the new you, piece by powerful piece, as you destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone. Understand this core principle. Your identity is not a fixed, immutable monolith handed down to you at birth. It is a dynamic, fluid construct, actively created and continuously reinforced by your thoughts, your habits, your choices, and your actions. Many people passively drift through life believing, "I'm just the way I am," using it as an excuse for stagnation. This is a lie, a dangerous, self-limiting lie. If you desire a new life, a life of power, purpose, and fulfillment, you must consciously, deliberately create a new identity that aligns with that vision. To truly destroy the old you must meticulously design and then fully inhabit a new, more empowered self. This audiobook is your construction manual. Shattering old labels, erase limiting labels. Society, your family, your past experiences, even your own internal critic may have plastered you with limiting labels. Shy, lazy, weak, undisciplined, unsuccessful, not smart enough, not capable enough. These labels are not indelible tattoos. They are merely sticky notes that can be peeled off and discarded. You can redefine yourself, not through wishful thinking, but by choosing new actions, cultivating a new mindset, and consistently behaving in ways that reflect the identity you are now choosing. This is how you erase the old you's restrictive definitions, escaping the prison of patterns, break free from old patterns. If you continue to do what you've always done, if you remain trapped in the same self-sabotaging patterns of thought and behavior, you will inevitably remain the same person, achieving the same lackluster results. True reinvention demands that you courageously step outside the well-worn grooves of your comfort zone, that you consciously dismantle old, disempowering habits and actively build new ones that are in direct alignment with the person you are, determined to become. This is a cornerstone of personal growth. The internal precedes the external. Mind shift precedes life shift. You cannot expect your external life to transform if your internal landscape remains unchanged. The first, most critical step in changing who you are is changing how you think about who you are. If you continue to see yourself through the lens of your old, limited self, you will continue to act in ways that reinforce that old identity. You must vividly, consistently visualize the new, powerful version of yourself you are creating, and then begin to act as if you are already that person. This is how you reprogram your mind for a new reality. The mirror of association. Surround yourself, mentally and physically, with your new identity. Your environment, including the people and ideas you immerse yourself in, profoundly influences your transformation. If you aspire to be disciplined, you must surround yourself with disciplined thought, disciplined role models, even if only through books or this audiobook, and disciplined actions. If you seek success, learn from the mindsets and strategies of successful individuals. Curate your influences to mirror and reinforce the identity you are building. This is crucial when you rebuild yourself alone. Your internal environment becomes paramount. The language of self-creation. Your words shape your reality. The words you use to describe yourself, both in your internal self-talk and in your external conversations, are powerful programming tools. Stop saying, "I am bad at this," or "I can't change," or "I'm trying my best." These phrases reinforce limitation. Instead, start making definitive present tense declarations. I am improving daily. I am disciplined. I am capable of mastering this. I am the architect of my change. Your words are incantations that reprogram your mind and solidify your new identity. This is a key practice in your self-discipline audiobook journey. The mantle of absolute ownership. Take full responsibility. No one is coming on a white horse to rescue you from your old self. No one else is going to do the hard, often uncomfortable work of building the new you for you. This is your creation, your responsibility. You must decide with unwavering conviction to take absolute control of your internal world and to meticulously rebuild yourself alone, from the inside out. This is the essence of mental strength. Actions as identity anchors. Habits must reflect the new you. Your new identity is not forged in mere thought or intention. It is solidified through consistent, aligned action. If you desire to be confident, You must practice acts of confidence, even when you feel fear. If you aspire to be disciplined, you must consistently choose disciplined actions over impulsive ones. Your identity is not what you wish you were, it is what you repeatedly do. This is how to reinvent yourself in the most tangible way. Cutting the deadwood of the past. Destroy past baggage. Any behaviors, places, routines, or relationships that are intrinsically linked to your old, disempowered self, and that continue to pull you back into those old patterns, must be decisively let go. You cannot step fully into your new identity while still clinging to the heavy, cumbersome baggage of your past. This is necessary to become unstoppable. The price of transformation. Reinvention demands sacrifice. The process of becoming a better, stronger, more evolved version of yourself invariably requires sacrifice. The price you pay is the willing abandonment of your old, comfortable, familiar self. This means consciously letting go of deeply ingrained bad habits, distancing yourself from toxic or unsupportive environments, and relinquishing the often deceptive comfort of your past identity. This is a core message of this self-help audiobook. Real change has a cost. Thriving in the unknown. Embrace discomfort. Stepping into a new identity means venturing into the unknown, into territory that is unfamiliar and therefore potentially uncomfortable. There will inevitably be moments of doubt, fear, uncertainty, and internal resistance. You must push through these sensations. Growth, authentic transformation, always occurs on the other side of discomfort. This is how you overcome weakness and build strength. The daily vote for your future self. Every decision builds or strengthens. Every choice you make throughout your day, no matter how small it may seem, is a vote. It's either a vote that reinforces your transformation into the new you, or it's a vote that strengthens the grip of the old you. Every action you take is either building your new identity or keeping you stuck in the past. Choose wisely, consciously, with every decision. This is focus and discipline applied to identity. Progress over perfection. Discipline, not perfection. In this journey of reinvention, you will inevitably make mistakes. You will stumble. You will have moments where you revert to old patterns. These moments do not define you, nor do they negate your progress unless you allow them to. What defines you is your unwavering ability to get back up, to learn from the misstep, and to keep moving forward with renewed commitment to your new identity. The power of self-perception. Self-image dictates reality. How you see yourself, the internal image you hold of who you are, is one of the most powerful determinants of your reality. If you continue to see yourself as weak, unsuccessful, or incapable, you will act in ways that confirm that self-image. But if you consciously cultivate and consistently hold an image of yourself as strong, focused, resilient, and determined, you will begin to embody those traits in your daily life. Internal conviction precedes external validation. Believe before the world does. The world, for the most part, will not recognize or validate your transformation until you prove it through consistent, undeniable action. You cannot wait for external acknowledgement before you fully step into your new identity. You must act like the person you are determined to become, with unwavering conviction, even before others acknowledge the change. If they doubt, you move in silence, your actions eventually speaking louder than their skepticism. This is crucial for success through isolation from negative feedback during the fragile stages of change. The sovereignty of the present. Your past no longer defines you. Today's actions do. No matter how many times you have failed in the past, no matter how deeply you have struggled, no matter how stuck you may have felt, none of it matters in the face of your present commitment. What matters, what truly defines you now, is what you choose to do next, what actions you take today, tomorrow, and every day thereafter. The old you, the version that limited your potential and held you captive, is gone. It has been systematically dismantled. The new you, the powerful, purposeful, resilient self you are creating, is being built right now with every conscious choice and disciplined action. Stay focused, stay disciplined, never look back at the ashes of your former self. This is your complete ground-up reinvention. This is the essence of how to reinvent yourself. This is your success audiobook in the making. Chapter 9, The Art of Self-Reliance. Absorb this truth deep into the marrow of your bones. Let it become an unshakable tenet of your new mindset. No one is coming to save you. The sooner you accept this stark, uncompromising reality, the sooner you can seize full, absolute control of your life and your destiny. This is Chapter 9, The Art of Self-Reliance. This is the very essence of how you learn to rebuild yourself alone, how you discover the profound strength to stay motivated alone, and how you truly begin to destroy the old you's lingering dependencies. This audiobook champions this fierce independence. Many people drift through life in a state of passive waiting, waiting for a mentor to guide them, waiting for the perfect risk-free opportunity to materialize, waiting for some form of external help or validation to propel them forward. This is a recipe for a life of unfulfilled potential and quiet desperation. The unvarnished reality is this: the only person, the only force, ultimately responsible for your success, your growth, your transformation, is you. Self-reliance is not merely about being independent. It means becoming your own leader, your own primary source of motivation, your own unwavering bedrock of support. It means learning to trust your own judgment, to rely on your own internal resources, and to take decisive action without waiting for anyone else's permission or approval. This is fundamental to how to change your life alone. The unbreakable pillar: stand alone, be unbreakable. The strongest individuals in history, the ones who truly become unstoppable, are those who learn to stand firm and resolute on their own 2 feet. They do not rely on others to push them forward, to define their goals, or to sustain their discipline. They set their own ambitious targets. They cultivate their own internal drive. They discipline themselves with unwavering consistency, and they move through the world with a quiet, powerful purpose that emanates from within. This is the hallmark of a warrior mindset. The corrosion of dependency. Dependence breeds weakness. When you consistently, habitually rely on others to solve your problems, to make your decisions, to provide your emotional support, you inadvertently erode your own capacity to do these things for yourself. Your problem-solving muscles atrophy, your decision-making skills dull, your emotional resilience weakens. Self-reliance, by contrast, forces you to become resourceful, resilient, innovative, and profoundly capable. This is how you overcome weakness and build strength. The burden of expectation. Stop expecting others to understand your vision. No one else on this planet will ever see your unique vision with the same clarity, the same passion, the same intensity that you do. No one else will care about your personal growth, your transformation, your mission to reinvent yourself as much as you do. Therefore, you must stop seeking external validation for your path. Stop trying to convince others of your dreams. Instead, focus your energy on relentless execution. Let your results be your argument. This is a core principle of your mental strength audiobook journey. The internal compass. Answers are within. Most people instinctively look outward for guidance, for answers, for solutions. They seek advice from experts, from friends, from self-help gurus. While external input can be valuable, true enduring wisdom, the kind that guides your most critical life decisions, comes from deep self-reflection, from listening to your own intuition, from trusting the quiet voice within. Trust yourself enough to make your own decisions, to chart your own course. This is essential for success through isolation from confusing external noise. The foundation of self-sufficiency. Depend on your own skills and resources. If you consistently rely on others for your financial security, for your emotional stability, for your motivation, you are always, inevitably, at their mercy. Your well-being becomes contingent on their whims, their availability, their continued goodwill. You must diligently build your own foundation, your skills, your knowledge, your financial independence, your emotional resilience, so that no one and no external circumstance can ever take away your stability or your power. This is how you rebuild yourself. Absolute ownership, absolute power. Take responsibility for everything in your life. No more blaming your circumstances, your upbringing, other people, or the unfairness of the past for your current situation or your lack of progress. The moment you accept absolute unconditional responsibility for everything in your life, your successes, your failures, your reactions, your choices, is the moment you reclaim your full power. This acceptance is the gateway to becoming truly unstoppable. This is a fundamental shift required by this self-help audiobook. Confronting the self in solitude. Fear of being alone is fear of self. Many people fear solitude not because they miss the company of others, but because they dread the company of themselves. They avoid being alone because they do not want to confront their own thoughts, their unacknowledged insecurities, their unresolved weaknesses. But facing yourself in the stark, unfiltered light of solitude is the only way to truly know yourself, and therefore the only way to genuinely grow and erase the old you's self-deceptions. Embrace your loneliness as a sacred space for this confrontation. Independence versus isolation. Self-reliance isn't rejecting help, it's not needing it. Being self-reliant does not mean you must rigidly reject all forms of help or support. There is nothing inherently weak about accepting guidance from a trusted source or assistance when genuinely needed. The crucial distinction is that you should never be dependent on it. You must cultivate the internal resources and the unwavering belief in your own capabilities to thrive, to succeed, to rebuild yourself alone, with or without external assistance. The ultimate liberation. True freedom comes from self-sufficiency. When you no longer rely on others for your financial well-being, for your emotional stability, for your sense of self-worth, you achieve a level of profound, unshakable independence. No one can control you through financial leverage. No one can manipulate you through emotional dependency. No one can hold power over your self-esteem. You become the sovereign ruler of your own life. This is the ultimate freedom that self-discipline and self-reliance bestow, the bedrock of confidence, unshakable confidence through self-reliance. When you know, deep in your core, that you can handle anything life throws your way on your own, that you possess the internal resources to navigate challenges and overcome adversity, you walk through life with a quiet, unshakable certainty. You stop fearing the unknown because you trust your ability to adapt, to learn, to persevere, to find a way. This confidence is not arrogance, it is earned. The rewards of initiative. The world rewards those who take control, those who hesitate, those who perpetually depend on others, those who passively wait for help or permission. They are consistently left behind, bypassed by opportunities, relegated to the sidelines of life. It is the individuals who take initiative, who make decisive choices, who trust themselves enough to act boldly, who are consistently rewarded by the world. This is how you move in silence and win, through proactive, independent action. The courage of conviction, be willing to go against the crowd if necessary. Most people are conditioned to follow the herd, to conform to societal norms, to seek safety in numbers, afraid to think for themselves or to strike out on a different path. True self-reliance often requires the courage to be an outlier, the boldness to engage in independent thinking, and the strength to stand alone, if necessary, in defense of your vision and your values. This is a critical element of how to develop a warrior mindset. Adversity, the true test. Challenges are the best test of self-reliance. When life is easy, anyone can appear strong and capable. It is when adversity strikes, when life gets undeniably difficult, that your true level of self-reliance is revealed. Do you immediately look for someone else to fix your problems, to rescue you from the discomfort? Or do you dig deep, access your inner resources, and figure out a way forward on your own? How you respond to hardship is the ultimate measure of how strong, how truly self-reliant you have become. Practice, not theory. Self-reliance is built through action, not theory. Merely reading about independence or listening to this audiobook on self-reliance will not magically make you self-reliant. This quality is forged in the fires of experience. You must actively practice making your own decisions, handling adversity independently, solving your own problems, and standing firm in your choices, even when it's difficult. Experience is the greatest and often the most brutal teacher. The ultimate asset. You are your greatest asset. Everything else in your life, money, relationships, possessions, opportunities, can be taken away, can be lost, can change. But your skills, your knowledge, your focus and discipline, your new mindset, your resilience, your character, these are yours forever, an internal treasury that no one can plunder. Therefore, invest in yourself first, foremost, and always. Your success, your transformation, your very future is your responsibility and yours alone. No one else is responsible for your growth, your happiness, or your fulfillment. If you truly want to change your life, if you are committed to the path of destroying the old you and rebuilding yourself alone, you must take full, unconditional ownership and build that life with your own two hands, powered by your own indomitable spirit. Master the art of self-reliance. Become your own source of strength, your own unwavering guide. Build yourself into an unshakable, independent force. Take control, take action, and create the life you desire on your own terms. This is the pinnacle of personal growth. Chapter 10. Turning pain into power. Pain. That searing, unwelcome intruder. It is not your enemy, despite how it may feel in the moment. It is, in fact, your most potent, most transformative teacher. Every hardship you endure, every failure that stings your pride, every struggle that tests your limits, carries within it a precious, often disguised lesson. Most people instinctively try to escape pain, to numb it, to distract themselves from its presence. The strongest individuals, those who learn to destroy the old you's aversion to discomfort and truly rebuild yourself alone, do something radically different. They learn how to harness pain, how to transmute its raw energy into fuel for unprecedented growth and power. This is Chapter 10. Turning pain into power. This is where you learn to overcome weakness and build strength by weaponizing your adversities. This audiobook is your guide to that alchemical process. Pain in its various forms, physical, emotional, mental, serves as an unflinching mirror. It reveals your weaknesses with brutal honesty. It shows you precisely where you are lacking, where you need to improve, where you have been unconsciously avoiding necessary discomfort and challenge. Your instinct may be to run from this revelation, to recoil from the sting of truth. But to transform You must do the opposite. You must face your pain head-on, lean into it, dissect it, and extract every last drop of wisdom it contains. This is a critical part of your self-improvement motivation and your journey to become unstoppable. The necessity of endurance for growth. Growth demands endurance. No great leader, no elite athlete, no legendary warrior was ever sculpted in the soft embrace of comfort. Greatness is not born of ease. Pain, struggle, and adversity are the very forces that compel you to level up, to develop profound resilience, to evolve into a stronger, more capable, more formidable version of yourself, to truly destroy the old you, the version that shrinks. From hardship, you must learn to embrace this painful but necessary process of refinement. This is how to develop a warrior mindset. The juncture of pain, break or build. Pain breaks you or builds you, your choice. When pain arrives, and it will arrive, you stand at a critical juncture. You have two fundamental choices. You can allow it to defeat you, to crush your spirit, to reinforce your limitations, or you can choose to use it as a catalyst, as a whetstone, to sharpen your resolve, as fuel to rise higher, stronger, more determined than before. Remember this, the same fire that melts the weak, soft metals also hardens and tempers the strong, resilient steel. The choice of which you become is yours. This is the essence of mental strength. Pain as a vital sign. Pain is proof of life and change. If you are feeling pain, it means you are alive. It means you are engaged in the process of living, of striving, of pushing beyond your current limits. Growth, significant personal growth, does not happen in the stagnant waters of comfort. It happens in the turbulent currents of challenge, in those moments when every fiber of your being wants to quit, but you consciously, deliberately choose to keep going, to endure, to learn. This is a core tenet of your self-discipline audiobook. The forge of mental fortitude. Hardship builds mental toughness. When life becomes undeniably difficult, when obstacles seem insurmountable, most people crumble. Their resolve weakens, their focus scatters, they surrender to despair. But if you train yourself, through consistent exposure to controlled discomfort and through the courageous navigation of genuine hardship, to endure suffering without breaking, you cultivate an unbreakable mental strength. This ability to remain strong, focused, and composed under immense pressure is what separates true winners from the masses who merely wish for success. This is key to your Reinvent Yourself audiobook journey. The alchemy of suffering. Transform pain into strength. Whether the suffering you face is emotional heartbreak, physical exhaustion, or mental anguish, you possess the alchemical power to transform it. You have two fundamental options. Allow it to control you, to define your state of being, to dictate your actions. Or you can choose to use its raw, intense energy to sharpen your mind, to deepen your understanding, to fortify your self-discipline. Your pain, if you learn how to wield it, can be turned into your most formidable weapon, your most potent source of power. This is how to change your life alone, by mastering your internal responses to external pain. The biography of greatness. Greatness forged in struggle. Study the lives of the most powerful, influential, and revered people in history. You will find a common thread woven through their narratives. They all suffered greatly. They faced rejection, ridicule, betrayal, failure, and were pushed to their absolute limits, often multiple times. But instead of succumbing to despair, instead of giving up, they used their pain, their setbacks, their suffering as profound motivation. Motivation to prove the world wrong, motivation to achieve their vision, motivation to transcend their circumstances. Your success audiobook story will likely contain similar chapters. The defining response. Your response to pain defines your future. Will you allow pain to weaken you, to embitter you, to make you shrink from life? Or will you use it as a tool to fuel your ambition, to deepen your compassion, to strengthen your resolve? Pain, at its core, is simply energy. You decide how that energy is channeled and utilized within your life. This is mastering self-control at its most profound level. The non-negotiable price of achievement. No success without suffering. Nothing truly meaningful, nothing of lasting value or profound impact is ever achieved without enduring significant difficulties, without navigating painful setbacks. Pain is the trial that tests your commitment to your goals. It relentlessly asks the question, how bad do you really want it? If your desire is not strong enough to withstand the pressure of pain, then perhaps the goal itself was not worthy of your ultimate commitment. This is a hard truth from this self-help audiobook. Confrontation over evasion. Don't numb pain, use it. The common response to pain is to seek escape. People distract themselves with mindless entertainment, numb themselves with unhealthy habits, or engage in temporary escapes that offer fleeting relief but no lasting solution. But avoidance only delays the necessary growth. It doesn't prevent it. You must learn to face your pain directly, embrace it, allow it to teach you, let it mold you, sculpt you into something greater, something more resilient, something more powerful. This is essential as you rebuild yourself alone and erase the old you's escapist tendencies. Pain as the catalyst for evolution. Pain forces change. When you are comfortable, when life is easy, there is often little impetus to grow, to change, to strive for more. But when you experience significant loss, when you face profound failure, when you endure intense struggle, you are often stripped bare, forced to reevaluate, and given a stark, powerful opportunity to rebuild yourself stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true potential than before. The legacy of overcoming. Your pain can inspire others. The struggles you overcome, the pain you transform, do not just benefit you. They become integral parts of your story. And that story, shared with authenticity and vulnerability, can serve as a beacon of hope and inspiration for others who are walking a similar, difficult path. Learn to turn your personal suffering into a universal lesson, a testament to human resilience that motivates not just yourself, but also those around you. This is self-improvement motivation, extending beyond the self, from depths to heights, worst moments, best foundations. Many of the most inspiring stories of human achievement, many of the lives that shine as beacons of success and fulfillment, started from a place of profound pain, from poverty, from rejection, from heartbreak, from devastating failure. These individuals did not allow their initial suffering to define their ultimate destiny. Instead, they used those early struggles as the unyielding bedrock, the inextinguishable fire that pushed them relentlessly forward. This is how you become unstoppable. The humility and discipline of suffering. Pain humbles and teaches discipline. When you go through significant suffering, you are often stripped of arrogance, of complacency. You learn profound lessons in patience, in resilience, in focus. Pain has a way of burning away the superficial, the trivial, the inessential, leaving behind only the core of your strength, the essence of your character. This is a crucible for forging focus and discipline. The intensity of transformation. Deeper pain, greater transformation. Some of the most profound, life-altering changes that occur in a human life happen in the aftermath of intense, seemingly unbearable suffering. Instead of fearing such hardship, learn to welcome it as a powerful catalyst for evolution. Let it shape you, refine you, and ultimately elevate you into the person you were always meant to become. This is the path to true personal growth. Pain, curse or catalyst. Stop seeing pain as a curse and start seeing it as a gift. It is a chance to rebuild stronger and wiser. It is a crucible that tests your willpower, your resolve. It is an undeniable opportunity to prove to yourself and to the world that you are far stronger than your circumstances, far more resilient than your pain. Pain is the non-negotiable price of evolution. Remember this, your pain, no matter how intense, will eventually pass. But the strength, the wisdom, the resilience it gives you, if you choose to receive it, will last forever. No hardship is eternal, but the lessons and the fortitude you gain from navigating it will stay with you for the rest of your life, becoming integral parts of your new mindset. Turn every struggle, every setback, every moment of pain into a strategic advantage. The next time you feel the sting of pain, do not complain, do not shrink. Use it, let it fuel your ambition. Let it remind you with fierce clarity why you started this journey to destroy the old you. Let it push you far beyond what you previously thought was possible. Make pain your power, and you will never, ever lose. This is the alchemy that transforms suffering into strength and victims into victors. Chapter 11. Developing a Relentless Work Ethic. Success, true and lasting success, does not belong to the most naturally talented, nor to the most intellectually gifted. It belongs almost exclusively to the most relentless, the individuals, who achieve the most, who rise to the highest echelons of their chosen fields, are not always the smartest, the most charismatic, or the most divinely blessed. They are invariably the ones who simply refuse to quit. They outwork, they outlast, they outdiscipline everyone around them with a ferocious, unwavering consistency. This is Chapter 11, Developing a Relentless Work Ethic. This is the operational engine of your success audiobook journey, the practical application of your focus and discipline audiobook training, and a non-negotiable cornerstone of your mission to destroy the old you's inherent laziness and complacency. Understand this critical distinction. Your work ethic is what separates the doers from the dreamers, the winners from the mere wishers. Everyone harbors goals, dreams, aspirations, but only a vanishingly small few are willing to consistently, day in and day out, do what it actually takes to make those dreams a tangible reality. If you are not willing to put in the relentless, often grueling work, rest assured, someone else is, and they will seize the opportunities, claim the rewards, and live the life you only fantasized about. To truly destroy the old you, the version that seeks shortcuts and shies away from hard labor, you must cultivate an almost fanatical, all-consuming fire of work ethic. This audiobook demands nothing less. The non-negotiable daily commitment. Show up every day, no matter what. Whether you feel tired, unmotivated, discouraged, or are actively struggling, it is utterly irrelevant. The strongest individuals, those who truly become unstoppable, understand that their feelings do not dictate their actions. They work hard, consistently, diligently, even when they don't feel like it. Self-discipline is infinitely stronger, infinitely more reliable than fleeting feelings or moods. This is the bedrock of personal growth, the binary choice, excuses or results, excuses versus results. Choose. Excuses will always be readily available, plentiful, and seductively easy to grasp. So will results, if you're willing to pay the price. You can either spend your life finding well-crafted reasons why you can't do something, why you haven't achieved your goals, or you can dedicate your life to finding ways to make it happen, to overcome obstacles, to achieve your vision. Winners, without exception, choose results over excuses every single time. This is the essence of a warrior mindset, the urgency of existence. Work like your future depends on it. It does. Every hour you allow to be wasted through procrastination or distraction is an hour of your finite life that you will never get back. Every day you choose to skip your disciplined effort is a day of potential progress lost forever. You must learn to work with a profound sense of urgency, with the acute awareness that time does not wait for anyone. It is indifferent to your plans, your hopes, your excuses. This is how to change your life, by valuing every moment. No room for bargaining with discipline, no negotiation with discipline. If you allow yourself the leeway to take days off whenever you feel like it, if you consistently negotiate with your commitments based on your mood, you will never build the sustained momentum required for significant achievement. Success demands unwavering consistency, not occasional convenience. This is a core lesson in your Reinvent Yourself audiobook journey. The unyielding price of greatness. Hard work, the price of greatness. There are no shortcuts to the summit. There are no secret hacks, no easy pathways to genuine, lasting greatness. If you aspire to rise above the rest, to achieve something truly extraordinary, you must be willing to work harder, longer, and smarter than everyone else who desires the same outcome. This is the unvarnished truth. Embracing the mundane mastery. Master the boring work. The most successful people, the titans of industry, art, and athletics, don't just excel at the glamorous, exciting parts of their process. They embrace with equal dedication the mundane, the repetitive, the often uncomfortable and unglamorous work that forms the foundation of mastery. They understand that true, enduring success is built in those countless unseen hours of disciplined, often solitary grind. This is vital for your self-improvement motivation when you rebuild yourself alone. Discipline as the everlasting flame. Discipline outlasts motivation. Some days you will feel like you can conquer the world. Your energy boundless, your inspiration soaring. Other days you will struggle to drag yourself out of bed, your motivation a distant memory. Motivation is a fickle, temporary guest. Self-discipline, however, is a permanent internal power source. You must train yourself rigorously and consistently to work, to execute, to move forward, even when, especially when, you are not feeling inspired. This is mastering self-control, the obsession of the elite. The best live the grind. People who possess a truly relentless work ethic don't just clock in and clock out. They don't confine their efforts to prescribed hours. They live and breathe their craft, their mission. They are obsessed, not in a neurotic sense, but in a profoundly focused way, with continuous improvement, day and night. This is how you become unstoppable, transcending the average, do what others refuse to do. The vast majority of people settle for average effort, for doing just enough to get by, and consequently they achieve average, unremarkable results. But if you desire something extraordinary, if you aim for a life that transcends the mundane, you must be willing to put in an extraordinary, uncommon level of work. You must be willing to do the things that others find too hard, too tedious, too demanding. The law of constant evolution. Improve or fall behind. The world is a relentlessly competitive arena. Every day you choose to relax, to coast, to take it easy. Someone else somewhere is outworking you, sharpening their skills, gaining an edge. The only way to stay ahead, the only way to achieve and maintain a position of leadership and success, is to never stop growing, never stop learning, never stop improving. This is a core principle of this success audiobook. Work ethic as the highest form of self-respect. Discipline is self-respect. When you commit to developing and maintaining a relentless work ethic, you are making a profound statement to yourself. You are proving that you are serious about your goals, that you value your potential, that you respect yourself enough to demand your absolute best. You stop merely talking about what you want to achieve, and you start consistently showing the world, and more importantly yourself, what you are capable of. The crucible of effort, The grind will test you, that's the point. Make no mistake, hard work, relentless effort is supposed to be exhausting at times. It's supposed to be frustrating. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. That is precisely why most people avoid it. That is why most people settle for less. If you can learn to endure the struggle, to find a perverse satisfaction in the intensity of the grind, you will achieve what most people will only ever dream of. This is how you overcome weakness and build strength. The holistic nature of excellence. How you do anything is how you do everything. Laziness, a lack of discipline, a tendency to cut corners, these traits are rarely confined to a single area of your life. If you are lazy in your work, that attitude will likely bleed into your relationships, your health, your personal development. You must cultivate a habit of excellence, of meticulousness, of unwavering commitment in everything you do. This is key to how to transform your mindset. Embodying the ethic, work ethic, your identity. A relentless work ethic cannot be something you simply turn on and off when it's convenient or when you feel like impressing someone. It must become an integral part of who you are, an undeniable aspect of your new identity. You must live it, breathe it, embody it in every action, every decision, every moment. This is part of your Reinvent Yourself process. Earning, not wishing. You get what you work for, not what you wish for. Many people want success. They desire the accolades, the rewards, the lifestyle. But very few are willing to make the consistent, often arduous sacrifices necessary to achieve it. Remember, talent alone is never enough. Luck is a fleeting phantom. Connections can open doors, but only hard work will allow you to walk through them and stay there. Hard work will take you places that talent alone never could. The relentless pursuit of consistency. Relentless consistency is key. The true measure of a powerful work ethic is not how hard you can work on a single day when inspiration strikes. It's about how consistently you can show up day after day, week after week, month after month, and grind, even when it's difficult, even when progress is slow, even when no one is watching. Relentless consistency, not sporadic intensity, is the real secret to unlocking your highest potential and truly erase the old yous, inconsistent patterns. Work like your very life depends on it, because in many ways, the quality of your future life does depend on it. Stay consistent, stay hungry, never stop improving. The grind, the relentless pursuit of excellence never truly ends. But then, again, neither does your capacity for growth, for achievement, for becoming more. This is how you build not just a successful career, but a powerful, disciplined, and ultimately a profoundly fulfilling life from the ashes of your old, less committed self. This is your path to winning in silence through sheer, undeniable effort. Chapter 12. The Mindset of Those Who Never Quit. Winners and losers, the successful and the defeated, they all experience the same searing pain of struggle, the same crushing weight of obstacles, the same insidious whisper of doubt that urges them to surrender. Everyone at some point on their journey wants to quit. The only fundamental difference, the chasm that separates triumph from failure, is how they respond to that internal and external pressure. Those who ultimately succeed, those who truly become unbreakable, are those who make a conscious, unwavering decision to refuse to give up, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how bleak the circumstances appear. This is Chapter 12. The Mindset of Those Who Never Quit. This is where you learn how to develop a warrior mindset that is impervious to defeat, and how to cultivate the mental strength to persevere when all others fall away. This audiobook is designed to forge that indomitable spirit within you, a core component to destroy the old you's tendency to surrender. Understand this critical truth. Quitting is not an isolated event. It is a habit, a learned response that becomes ingrained through repetition, just like persistence is a habit cultivated through countless acts of defiance against despair. Every time you choose to quit, to throw in the towel, you are training your mind to accept failure as an option, to see surrender as a viable strategy. But conversely, every single time you choose to push through the pain, to endure the hardship, to take one more step when exhaustion screams at you to stop, you are strengthening your ability to endure. You are fortifying your resolve. You must make persistence your default, non-negotiable response. This is the essence of your self-discipline. Audiobook training, the internal arena, your mind, the ultimate battlefield. Most battles for success are lost long before the external challenges even fully manifest. They are lost in the internal arena of the mind due to a weak, defeatist mindset. If you fundamentally believe deep down that you can't do something, that you're not capable, then you won't even truly try. Your efforts will be half-hearted, sabotaged from the outset by your own internal prophecies of failure. But if you cultivate an unshakable belief in your ability to find a way, to learn, to adapt, to overcome, then you will always, eventually, find that way. This is how you reprogram your mind for victory. This is crucial for self-improvement. Motivation. The embrace of adversity. Embrace struggle, don't avoid it. The strongest individuals, those who embody the principles of this Reinvent Yourself audiobook, do not seek to avoid struggle or somehow bypass adversity. They understand, at a profound level, that challenges are not obstacles to growth, they are the very path of growth. Instead of running from difficulties, they learn to face them head-on, to lean into the discomfort, knowing that on the other side of that struggle lies a new level of strength and wisdom. They understand that pain is temporary, but the stain of quitting, the regret of surrender, lasts forever. This is how you overcome weakness and build strength. Failure. As feedback, not finality, failure is part of success, not its opposite. Those who possess the mindset of never quitting view failure through a radically different lens than most. They don't see it as an endpoint, as a definitive judgment of their worth or capability. They see it as invaluable feedback, as a critical data point, as a lesson learned on the path to their ultimate objective. Every failure, every setback, when analyzed and understood, brings them one step closer to success, refining their approach, strengthening their resolve. This is fundamental to personal growth. The long game of success. Success is slow. Breakthroughs take time. One of the primary reasons most people quit is because they expect results to come quickly, easily, almost magically. The unvarnished. Truth is that genuine, sustainable success is almost always a slow, arduous, and often frustrating process. Breakthroughs rarely happen overnight. They are the culmination of countless hours of unseen, unrewarded effort. The critical difference between those who succeed and those who fail often lies in the simple, anachronistic ability to keep going, to keep applying focus and discipline, even when there is no immediate reward, no external validation, no sign that success is imminent. This is essential when you rebuild yourself alone. Silencing the inner saboteur. Ignore the voice of doubt. Your mind, in its inherent desire for comfort and safety, will always try to convince you to quit when things get tough. It will whisper insidious lies. You're too tired, you're too weak, you've done enough, it's not worth it, you're going to fail anyway. You must learn to recognize this voice of doubt as the enemy within, as the echo of the old you, and you must consciously, forcefully ignore it. Push forward anyway, driven by your commitment, not your fleeting fears. This is mastering self-control over your internal narrative. The lexicon of defeat, excuses, language of the weak, People who quit, people who surrender their dreams, always have a well-rehearsed litany of reasons, of excuses. It's too hard. I don't have the time. It's not working out the way I planned. The conditions aren't right. But excuses, no matter how plausible they may sound, do not build success. They do not forge character. They do not lead to transformation. Only relentless, disciplined action does. This is a core message for anyone listening to a self-help audiobook for real change. Discipline, the unyielding anchor. Discipline, the anchor. Motivation, as we've discussed, is a fickle tide. It rises and falls. It can carry you for a while, but it will inevitably recede when the storms of adversity hit. Self-discipline, however, is the unyielding anchor that keeps you grounded, that keeps you moving forward, even when every rational thought, every exhausted emotion is screaming at you to stop, to seek shelter, to give up. This is the power you are cultivating to become unstoppable. Action in imperfection, no perfect conditions, act now. Those who embody the never-quit mindset do not wait for perfect conditions to align before they take action. They don't wait until they feel perfectly ready, until the timing is absolutely ideal, or until they have every single step of the journey meticulously figured out. They understand that such perfection is an illusion, a form of sophisticated procrastination. They take action now with what they have from where they are, and they learn, adapt, and adjust along the way. This is how to change your life. The dual potential of struggle. Struggles build or break, your choice. Life will present you with struggles, with hardships, with moments that test the very limits of your endurance. This is inevitable. The choice lies in how you respond. Weak people allow these hardships to break their spirit, to confirm their victimhood. Strong people, those who are committed to rebuild yourself, use these same struggles as stepping stones, as opportunities to forge even greater strength, resilience, and character. Obsession as the ultimate differentiator. Obsession beats talent. The world is littered with talented individuals who quit the moment things get genuinely difficult. Talent alone is not enough, but those who are obsessed, those who possess an almost fanatical, unwavering commitment to their goal, those who simply refuse to stop regardless of the obstacles, they are the ones who achieve the seemingly impossible. Their obsession becomes a relentless, driving force. This is self-improvement motivation at its most potent. Burning the boats, non-negotiable goals. Burn Plan B. Your primary goal, your core mission, must become absolutely non-negotiable in your mind. There should be no Plan B, no comfortable backup option, no easily accessible escape route if things get tough. You must, in the spirit of ancient warriors, symbolically burn the boats behind you, making forward progress your only conceivable option. Commit fully, irrevocably. The only way is through. This is how you erase the old you's tendency to hedge bets. The revelation of adversity. Adversity tests character. It is easy to appear strong, confident, and virtuous when life is smooth and circumstances are favorable. It is adversity, however, that acts as the ultimate crucible, stripping away all pretense and revealing the true nature of your character. Will you crumble under pressure, or will you rise to the occasion, demonstrating resilience, integrity, and an unshakable will to persevere? How you respond to adversity will ultimately determine the trajectory of your success and your transformation. The insidious power of self-doubt. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Most people don't quit because they have actually failed in a definitive, irretrievable way. They quit because they stop believing in themselves, because they allow self-doubt to erode their confidence and extinguish their hope. If you cultivate the mindset that you will never, ever give up on yourself or your core mission, then you can never truly, ultimately fail. Every setback becomes merely a delay, a detour, not a destination. This is critical to your new mindset. The rewards of endurance. Greatest rewards for those who endure. Life does not readily distribute its greatest rewards as handouts. It tests you. It challenges you. It seeks to determine if you are truly worthy, if your commitment is genuine, if your desire is strong enough. Only those who keep pushing, long after most others have quit, long after the initial enthusiasm has faded, will reach the summit and claim the highest prizes. This is the promise of the Success audiobook path. The price of elevation, pain, the cost of progress. If you are unwilling to endure struggle, if you shrink from discomfort and pain, then you are simply not ready for true success, for significant transformation. Those who never quit understand, at a visceral level, that pain is not an anomaly. It is the inherent, non-negotiable price they must pay to become great, to achieve their most audacious goals. The precipice of breakthrough. Breakthroughs. Follow hardest moments. One of the greatest tragedies in the pursuit of any worthwhile goal is that most people quit right before they are about to achieve their breakthrough. They stop when things get toughest, when progress seems impossible, never realizing that they were often just one more step, one more effort, one more act of perseverance away from their goal. You must learn to push past that perceived breaking point, for it is often there, in that space of extreme challenge, that success awaits. You do not need to be the smartest person in the room. You do not need to be the strongest or the most naturally talented. You simply need to be the one who refuses to stop, the one who keeps showing up day after day, the one who, when knocked down for the 10th time, gets up for the 11th. Your mind will always look for the easy way out, for the path of least resistance. You must train it with relentless self-discipline to stay strong, to resist that siren call of surrender. The moment things become difficult, your brain will try to convince you to stop. It will manufacture 1,000 plausible reasons, a legion of excuses, an army of doubts. Ignore them all. Train your mind to push through resistance instead of giving in to it. The chasm between enduring success and chronic failure is often bridged by nothing more than sheer, stubborn persistence. Most people give up after a few failed attempts, after encountering a few significant obstacles. But those who win, those who ultimately rebuild themselves into forces of nature, are the ones who keep going, no matter how many times they fall, no matter how many doors slam in their face. Every perceived failure, when viewed through the lens of a never-quit mindset, is just another step forward, another lesson learned, another layer of weakness shed. Keep taking those steps. Those who never quit do not allow themselves to become fixated on the pain of the present moment. They maintain their focus and discipline on the larger purpose, on the ultimate vision, on the compelling why that fuels their journey. Pain, they understand, is temporary. The struggle, no matter how intense, will eventually pass, but the rewards of persistence, the strength of character forged in the fires of endurance, these last forever. When you feel like quitting, when the weight seems unbearable, remind yourself with fierce conviction why you started this journey to destroy the old you in the first place. You must develop the capacity to suffer, to endure hardship, without breaking, without losing hope, without abandoning your mission. The best in every field of human endeavor, without exception, have all endured periods of extreme hardship. They have all faced moments, often prolonged, where quitting seemed like the only logical, the only sane option. But they didn't stop. They found something within themselves, some reserve of strength, some unquenchable fire of will that kept them going. And that, precisely that, is why they became great. Your mind will constantly try to negotiate with you, to bargain for an easier path. It will tell you that you deserve a break, that you've done enough for today, that it's okay to quit just this once. But understand this. The second you start listening to that voice of compromise, the second you entertain that negotiation, you start losing ground. You start diluting your resolve. You start betraying the commitment you made to yourself when you began this audiobook journey. Most people quit because they harbor a fundamental misconception about success. They believe it should be easier. They believe that if something is meant to be, it should come naturally, effortlessly. This is a dangerous illusion. The truth is that everything worth having, everything of true value and significance, requires relentless, often painful effort. Every challenge you face is an internal battle between the weak, old you that wants to quit and the strong, emerging you that is determined to keep going. You must consciously choose to feed the strong version of yourself and starve the weak. One into oblivion. Winners don't just quit less. They don't quit, period. They find a way. If one path is blocked, they create another. If one strategy fails, they innovate, they adapt, they try something new. Giving up, for them, is simply not in their vocabulary. It is not an option they ever seriously entertain. People who quit live their lives constrained by perceived limits. People who succeed, people who embody the never-quit mindset, refuse to acknowledge such limits. The only real limits in your life are the ones you accept, the ones you internalize. If you refuse to quit, you refuse to be limited. The acute, temporary pain of pushing through a difficult moment is nothing, absolutely nothing, compared to the chronic, gnawing, lifelong pain of regret. When you quit, you don't just lose a single battle. You lose confidence. You lose momentum. You lose a piece of your belief in yourself. The pain of self-discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret, the haunting echo of what if, lasts forever. The most dangerous person in any competition, in any endeavor, is the one who simply refuses to give up. You cannot ultimately stop someone who is relentless, who is impervious to discouragement, who will always find a way to get back up, to try again, to push harder. You must be that person. When others around you start to quit, when they falter and lose heart, that is your signal to push even harder. Their surrender is your advantage. When others slow down, you speed up. When others doubt, you believe with even greater ferocity. If you quit, you will always be haunted by the question, what if? You will never know what you were truly capable of, how far you could have gone, what heights you could have reached, if you had only found the strength to keep going, to endure just a little longer. Keep going. Give yourself the chance to see what's possible when you refuse to be defeated. The hardest moments, the ones that stretch you to your absolute breaking point, are the very moments that build you the most. Anyone can keep going when the path is easy, when the wind is at their back. But when everything is against you, when you are exhausted beyond measure, when you have seen no tangible results for your efforts, when despair is knocking at your door, that is when true warriors are made. That is when you become unbreakable. Push through that breaking point. Mental toughness is not about being fearless. It is about continuing despite fear. Every successful person you admire has experienced fear, doubt, and profound uncertainty. The difference is, they kept moving forward anyway. Their commitment to their goal was stronger than their fear. You do not need a constant supply of motivation to keep going. You need an unwavering, ironclad commitment. Motivation will come and go like the weather. Some days you won't feel like working, like pushing, like enduring, but commitment, that is the bedrock. Commit to never quitting, and you will always, eventually, find a way. You must learn to find a certain grim satisfaction, even a perverse enjoyment, in the struggle itself. The journey to any worthwhile destination will be painful, exhausting, and frustrating at times, But instead of resenting the hard work, the setbacks, the discomfort, learn to embrace it as part of the process, as the price of admission to greatness. Fall in love with the effort, with the grind, with the relentless pursuit, and the results will eventually come, often in ways you cannot currently predict. No one will truly believe in your vision, in your transformation, until you prove them wrong with your undeniable results. At first, people may doubt you. They may think you are wasting your time, chasing an impossible dream. They may even ridicule your efforts. But when you refuse to quit, when you keep going no matter what, when you demonstrate an unshakable resolve in the face of endless adversity, they will have no choice but to eventually respect you, to admire your tenacity, to acknowledge your power. There is no ultimate finish line in the journey of personal growth and self-mastery. There are only new levels to reach, new challenges to conquer. The journey does not stop when you achieve one particular goal. Those who embody the never-quit mindset, those who are truly committed to rebuild themselves continuously, keep finding new mountains to climb, new challenges to embrace, new ways to grow, to expand, to evolve. Make up your mind right now, today. You will never quit, you will never break, you will never stop. No matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fall, success, the transformation you seek, will be yours if you simply, stubbornly, relentlessly refuse to give up. This is the ultimate expression of destroying the old you, the you that was capable of surrender and birthing a new self, forged in the fires of unbreakable will. Chapter 13, The Final Transformation, Becoming the New You. The person you were, the hesitant, doubting, limited self, is now ash and memory. The person you are becoming, the one you have painstakingly, relentlessly forged through fire and discipline, is unstoppable. You have systematically burned away the old, disempowering habits. You have demolished the weak, fearful mindset. You have silenced the endless chorus of excuses. This is Chapter 13, The Final Transformation, Becoming the New You. It is time to fully, irrevocably step into and embody this magnificent reinvented self. This is the culmination, and yet also the commencement, of your Destroy the Old You and Rebuild Yourself Alone audiobook journey. This is where the new you takes permanent residence. Understand this critical distinction. This transformation is not a singular, isolated moment of arrival. It is the dawning of a lifelong process of continuous evolution. You do not simply wake up one day and find yourself magically, effortlessly great. You build that greatness day by disciplined day, action by conscious action, decision by purposeful decision. Your transformation, the one you have bled and sweat for, is happening right now, in this very moment, and in every moment that follows. This is the core message of your Reinvent Yourself audiobook experience, taking permanent root. This is the essence of how to reinvent yourself as an ongoing state of being. Discipline as the cornerstone, not dreams. The new you is built through discipline, not dreams. Most people spend their lives fantasizing about becoming better, stronger, more successful. They dream, they wish, they hope, but they never consistently take the necessary, often uncomfortable action. You are different. You have proven, through your unwavering commitment to the principles in this audiobook, that you are willing to put in the relentless work, to endure the discomfort, to make the sacrifices. And that is precisely why your transformation is real, tangible, and enduring. This is the power of your self-discipline. Congruence of being and doing. Your thoughts, actions, and habits must reflect your new identity. If you aspire to be a person of profound discipline, you must consistently act with discipline. If you desire to be a beacon of strength, you must consistently embody strength in your choices and behaviors. You must learn to live as the new you with unwavering congruence, even before all the external results of your transformation have fully manifested. Your being must precede your having. This is fundamental to your new mindset. The banishment of doubt. Leave behind the doubts that once held you back. The old version of yourself, the one you have successfully destroyed. The old you was likely riddled with hesitation, insecurity, and fear. That person and their limiting beliefs no longer exists. You are no longer controlled by the ghosts of your past failures or the anxieties about future uncertainties. You are now consciously, powerfully creating your future with every focused thought and deliberate action. This is mental strength in practice. The unseen commitment. Your transformation requires you to stay committed, even when no one is watching. Many people can effect temporary changes when they are under scrutiny, when they have an audience. But true, lasting transformation, the kind that allows you to rebuild yourself alone and maintain that new state, happens in the quiet, unseen moments of daily commitment. The new you, this powerful, disciplined self, must be non-negotiable. This is not a fleeting phase. It is a permanent, fundamental shift in who you are. This is where you truly stay motivated, alone. Identity, alignment. Stop identifying with your old weaknesses. If you used to be lazy, unmotivated, inconsistent, or prone to procrastination, that is in the past. That is a description of a person who no longer exists. From this moment forward, you must consciously, consistently see yourself, identify yourself as disciplined, determined, resilient, and unstoppable. Your new identity begins and is sustained by your unwavering self-image. You have learned to reprogram your mind. The point of no return. There is no return to the old version of you. The bridges to your past are not just burned, they are obliterated. The old disempowering habits have been systematically destroyed. The endless litany of excuses has been silenced. You have consciously, courageously stepped into a new level of personal power, a new realm of possibility, and you are never, ever going back. This is the irreversible outcome of your commitment to erase the old you. Conscious living. Every decision you make from now on must align with your new self. The way you wake up in the morning, the words you choose to speak, the way you carry yourself, the priorities you set, the actions you take. Every aspect of your daily existence must now be a direct, conscious reflection of the stronger, wiser, more focused, more disciplined version of you. Every choice is a reaffirmation of your transformation. This is focus and discipline as a way of life. Guardian of the new self. You must protect your new identity from anything that weakens you. Toxic people, energy-draining distractions, negative or unsupportive environments, none of these have any place in your new transformed life. You must guard your energy, your time, your new mindset, your hard-won self-discipline with the ferocity of a warrior protecting a sacred treasure. Because it is sacred, this is critical for your personal growth. The power of quiet consolidation. The strongest transformations happen in silence. You do not need to announce your profound internal change to the world with trumpets and fanfare. You do not need external validation or applause to make it real. Just let your consistent actions speak. Let your undeniable results serve as irrefutable proof of who you have become. Your quiet confidence, your unwavering focus, your disciplined execution. These will be your most eloquent testimony. This is winning in silence as a state of being. Action beyond emotion. The new you does not wait for motivation, you act with discipline. You no longer rely on the fleeting, unreliable currents of temporary feelings or moods to guide your actions. You show up, you do the work, you stay consistent, you honor your commitments, no matter how you feel. Your self-discipline has become your internal compass, your unwavering guide. This is a core outcome of your self-discipline audiobook training. The ripple effect of transformation. Your transformation will inspire others, but don't expect universal applause. Some people will be genuinely inspired by your growth, by the power you now embody. They will see in you what is possible for themselves. Others, however, may be intimidated, envious, or uncomfortable in the presence of your newfound strength and discipline. Your job is not to seek universal approval or to manage their reactions. Your job is to keep evolving, to keep shining your light, to continue on your path of self-improvement motivation. The internal benchmark. You are no longer competing with others. You are competing with your past self. The only relevant comparison for the new you is the person you were yesterday. Every day, your primary goal is to be a slightly better, slightly stronger, slightly wiser version of yourself than you were the day before. Consistent, incremental progress is the only metric that truly matters. This is the essence of sustainable personal growth. The never-ending ascent. The journey is not over. It is just beginning. Becoming the best version of yourself is not a final destination you arrive at. It is a continuous, lifelong commitment to never stop growing, never stop learning, never stop evolving. You will continue to push your boundaries, to seek new challenges, to refine your skills, to deepen your wisdom, to level up in every area of your life. The new you is built for this perpetual ascent. This is the heart of a true success audiobook lifestyle. Thriving on challenge. The new you is built for challenges, not comfort. The old you, the one you have successfully dismantled, likely avoided discomfort, sought the path of least resistance. The new you, forged in the fires of discipline and self-mastery, understands that struggle is not to be avoided, but to be welcomed as a catalyst for growth, as an opportunity to further strengthen your resilience and resolve. You have proven to yourself, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that you are capable of profound, radical change. You no longer see yourself as weak, lazy, undisciplined, or limited. You now know with an unshakable certainty that you are powerful, committed, resilient, and unstoppable. This transformation, this rebirth, is not just an achievement. It is the solid foundation for a future filled with even greater accomplishments, deeper fulfillment, and expanding influence. This is not the end of your growth. It is the glorious, empowered start of your true greatness. Your past no longer defines you. Your actions today and every day forward are what sculpt your destiny. Keep pushing, keep grinding, keep evolving. Never look back at the ruins of your former self. The new you does not fear change. You embrace it as the very essence of life and growth. The old version of you resisted evolution because it was uncomfortable, because it required effort. The new you understands, at a cellular level, that change is the key to unlocking ever higher levels of potential. Your actions must now and always be a perfect reflection of your powerful, disciplined new mindset. There is no more room in your life for weakness, for hesitation, for mediocrity. This profound transformation requires ongoing sacrifice. If you truly desire to sustain and expand your growth, you must remain willing to let go of anything, any habit, any relationship, any thought pattern that does not serve your highest potential, that does not align with the new, empowered you. No more time wasted on meaningless distractions. No more energy squandered on negative influences. No more tolerance for anything less than your best. The new you does not tolerate mediocrity in yourself or in your environment. Every challenge you face from this day forward is not an obstacle. It is a test of your new identity, an opportunity to further solidify your transformation. Life will continue to throw obstacles in your way. That is its nature, but now you will respond differently. You will not break, you will not quit. You will not retreat. You will meet every challenge with the calm confidence and unwavering resolve of the person you have become. You must destroy the habits of your old self, consistently, vigilantly. The person you were had inherent weaknesses, perhaps procrastination, self-doubt, inconsistency. You must continue to erase the old you's tendencies by replacing them daily with conscious acts of discipline, unwavering belief, and decisive action. Self-mastery is now your non-negotiable standard. The new you is irrevocably committed to controlling your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions. You are no longer a slave to external distractions or internal temptations. This transformation, this new identity, is yours to protect, yours to nurture, yours to expand. No one else is responsible for keeping you on this elevated path. Only you can ensure that you never regress, never slide back into the comfortable complacency of who you once were. The new you is built upon a foundation of unshakable resilience. No matter how many times you may stumble in the future, you will rise again, stronger, wiser. No matter how tough things may get, you will endure, you will overcome. Nothing can truly break you now, because your strength comes from within, forged in the fires of your own deliberate making. Your past, with its mistakes, its failures, its regrets, is gone, reduced to educational footnotes in the grand story of your becoming. The only thing that matters now is what you do today, tomorrow, and every single day thereafter. You must continue to live by higher standards than you ever did before. The new you does not accept laziness, does not entertain excuses, does not tolerate weakness in yourself. You now operate with a level of focus and discipline, a degree of commitment that most people will never comprehend, let alone achieve. Your ongoing transformation may continue to make others uncomfortable. Some people may still doubt you, may try to pull you back into old dynamics, may even subtly mock your continued growth. Ignore them. Their limitations, their discomfort, their opinions do not belong in your future. You are now and forevermore responsible for the person you are becoming. No one else is coming to push you. No one else is coming to save you. This is your journey, your life, and only you can stay on this path of continuous ascent. Growth is your new addiction, your new passion. The old you may have craved comfort, security, predictability. The new you craves improvement, challenge, evolution. Every day is a fresh opportunity to level up, to sharpen your mind, to strengthen your discipline, to expand your capabilities. The very way you carry yourself has changed and will continue to refine. You no longer move through the world like someone who is lost, doubtful, or uncertain. You walk with confidence, with focus, with an undeniable sense of purpose. The new you operates at a higher frequency, a more elevated plane of existence. You no longer engage in meaningless drama, waste precious time on frivolous distractions, or tolerate negativity in your presence. You are singularly focused on building your future, on actualizing your potential, on making your unique contribution to the world. Your transformation is your greatest achievement, a testament to your power and your will. Most people never truly change. They remain stuck in the same self-limiting habits, the same fearful mindsets, the same unfulfilling cycles for their entire lives. But you have done what few are willing or able to do. You have destroyed the old you and rebuilt yourself. Alone, there is no finish line to this glorious journey of becoming. You will never stop evolving. You will never stop pushing your boundaries. You will never stop growing. The new you, the one you embody today, is just the beginning. You are now the undisputed master of your destiny. The old you is dead and buried. The new you is alive, powerful, and utterly unstoppable. Keep moving forward, keep leveling up, keep becoming greater every single day. This is not just a transformation, it is your permanent state of empowered being. This is the successful, Application of every principle in this success audiobook. You are the living proof. Chapter 14. The Power of Silence and Moving in the Shadows. Truly powerful individuals, those who effect real change and achieve lasting success, do not feel the need to broadcast their every move, to announce their intentions to the world. They operate differently. They let their results, their undeniable achievements, speak with a thunderous eloquence that no mere words could ever match. The strongest, most effective individuals do not desperately seek external validation, crave constant approval, or chase the fleeting spotlight of attention. They build their empires, they forge their strength, they execute their master plans in the profound, strategic quiet of silence, and they emerge, when the time is right, utterly unstoppable. This is Chapter 14, The Power of Silence and Moving in the Shadows. This is where you learn the subtle but incredibly potent art of winning in silence, a critical skill as you continue to rebuild yourself alone and solidify the gains made from destroying the old you. This audiobook teaches that true power often operates unseen. Understand this deeply. Talking excessively about your plans, your goals, your ambitions often has the paradoxical effect of weakening them. The more you articulate your intentions to others, the more your subconscious mind can be tricked into feeling a premature sense of accomplishment, as if the goal has already been achieved simply by virtue of its announcement. This dissipates the focused energy required for actual execution. Silence, by contrast, keeps you laser-focused on the work itself, on the meticulous process of execution, not just on the empty rhetoric of intention. This is a key principle of focus and discipline for those who operate at the highest levels. The sanctity of your strategy. Not everyone needs to know your journey. The vast majority of people you encounter will not and cannot understand the depth or scope of your vision. They lack the context, the commitment, the new mindset you have so painstakingly cultivated. Some will inevitably doubt you, their skepticism, a subtle poison. Some will actively discourage you, their own fears projected onto your ambitions. Silence, in this context, becomes your shield. It protects your precious energy, your fragile nascent plans, from the corrosive effects of external negativity and unwarranted distraction. This is an essential application of the power of solitude in a strategic sense. Internal validation over external applause. Your growth is personal, not a performance. If you are truly, authentically committed to your personal growth, to your ongoing self-improvement motivation, you do not require an audience to validate your efforts. Your work, your transformation is for you, not for the applause or approval of others. When your motivation is internal, your discipline unwavering, the presence or absence of external recognition becomes irrelevant. Work for your own standards of excellence, not for fleeting praise. The strength of subtlety. Loudest is weakest, confidence is quiet. In any room, in any situation, the loudest person is often the one with the least actual power, the most insecurity. True strength, genuine confidence, the kind that makes you unstoppable, does not need to be advertised, to be shouted from the rooftops. It is quiet, it is centered, it is self-assured. Power is subtle. Growth often happens in the unseen depths. Your deliberate silence, your understated focus will make discerning people curious. Let them wonder. Let them witness your transformation when it is fully formed, undeniable, and speaks for itself. This is how to develop a warrior mindset that relies on substance over show. The fertile ground of focus, discipline thrives in silence. When you consciously choose to move in the shadows, to operate without the constant need for external feedback or validation, you create an incredibly fertile environment for deep, uninterrupted work. There are no distractions from pointless opinions, no pressure to perform for an audience, no energy wasted on managing external perceptions. It is just you, your clearly defined mission, and the disciplined work that needs to be done. This is where profound focus and discipline are cultivated and unleashed. Actions as the ultimate proof. Results speak louder than words. Instead of expending valuable energy trying to explain yourself, to justify your unconventional path, to convince skeptics of your vision, simply focus on execution. Let your progress, your tangible achievements, your transformed self do all the talking. Success, undeniable and self-evident, is the best and often the only proof of effort and vision that truly matters. This is a core tenet of your success audiobook journey. The fortress of privacy. Privacy protects energy and plans. Every time you prematurely share your plans, your strategies, your vulnerabilities, you invite unnecessary opinions, unsolicited advice, and potentially subversive influences. The more private you keep your core operations, your strategic intentions, the less interference, the less negative energy, the less potential sabotage you will have to contend with. Privacy is a powerful shield for your mission to rebuild yourself. Deep work in the stillness. Silence allows deep focus. When you make a conscious decision to stop talking incessantly about what you are going to do and instead dedicate that energy to actually doing it, you access a different level of operational discipline. Your mind becomes sharper, your vision becomes clearer, your execution becomes more precise and powerful. The external noise fades, and the internal signal of your purpose intensifies. This is how you reprogram your mind for profound effectiveness. Immunity. To sabotage. People can't sabotage what they don't know. Let's be realistic. Not everyone wishes you well. Some people, perhaps driven by envy or their own insecurities, may secretly hope you fail. Others may feign support, while subtly attempting to undermine your efforts. When you move in silence, when you keep your most critical plans and vulnerabilities guarded, you protect your mission from this kind of covert negativity and intentional sabotage. This is crucial as you erase the old you's naivety, the incubator of transformation. Greatest transformations are private. The most profound, game-changing transformations, both personal and professional, often happen in private, away from the prying eyes of the world. You do not need to broadcast every step of your journey. You do not need constant external validation to fuel your internal engine. Allow your work, your growth, your evolution to unfold naturally, organically, in the protected incubator of your own focused effort. Let your eventual, undeniable success be your powerful introduction to the world. This is a key aspect of how to reinvent yourself. The acceleration of quiet momentum. Quiet progress, unstoppable momentum. When you maintain a state of quiet, intense focus, free from the drag of external drama and the need to manage perceptions, you build momentum at an accelerated rate. There are no energy leaks from unnecessary conversations, no diversions from unsolicited opinions, just pure, unadulterated execution, leading to a powerful, often unseen build-up of progress that eventually becomes an unstoppable force. Strategic non-engagement. Not every battle needs a response. Silence is a weapon. Not every provocation requires a reaction. Not every criticism warrants a defense. Not every challenge needs to be met head-on with a loud counterattack. Silence, in many situations, is your most powerful weapon. It keeps your adversaries guessing. It makes people underestimate your depth, your resolve, your hidden strengths, until it is strategically too late for them to effectively counter you. This is winning in silence. The dedication of the unseen. Greatness built in unseen hours. The best athletes, the most innovative entrepreneurs, the most impactful leaders. They all understand this principle. Their hardest, most critical work, the work that truly differentiates them, is almost always done when no one is watching, in the quiet solitude of their dedicated practice. If you aspire to be truly exceptional, you must learn to love, to cherish, the productive power of working in silence. This is where self-discipline meets profound effectiveness, conserving verbal energy. Less said, more power held. People waste enormous amounts of precious energy constantly explaining themselves, defending their choices, trying to prove their worth through words. The truly strong, the genuinely powerful, do not squander their resources in this way. They understand that words are cheap. They let their actions, their achievements, their very presence command respect and attest to their value. This is mastering self-control over the urge to over-explain. The stealth advantage. Silence gives an advantage. While others are busy, announcing their plans, grandstanding about their future achievements, you are quietly, diligently executing yours. While they are desperately seeking validation and approval from the crowd, you are already miles ahead, your progress hidden, your strategy unfolding without interference. This is success through isolation from the noise of premature declaration. The unassailable plan. Moving in silence makes your results unstoppable. No one can effectively block a move they do not see coming. No one can interfere with a meticulously crafted plan they do not even know exists. When you learn to work in the dark, to build your strength in the shadows, your eventual success, when it bursts into the light, will be all the more impactful, all the more undeniable, all the more difficult for anyone to diminish or derail. Sovereignty, through secrecy, master silence, master control. When you master the art of strategic silence, you master a profound level of personal control. You control your energy by not dissipating it in pointless talk. You control your focus by eliminating external noise. You control your direction by not being swayed by uninformed opinions. No one truly knows what you are doing, what you are building, what you are capable of, until it is already done. And by then, it is often too late for anyone to stop your momentum. The less you reveal about your core strategies, the more unassailable your power becomes. This is key as you destroy the old you's need for transparency and rebuild yourself alone with strategic opacity. Discipline, true self-discipline, thrives in the fertile ground of solitude and silence. When you work in quiet dedication, you eliminate distractions. You bypass the need for external validation. You transcend the pressure of others' expectations, and you shut out the cacophony of unsolicited, often unhelpful conversations. You dedicate yourself purely to focused execution, not to futile explanation. Not everyone deserves access to your plans, to your vulnerabilities, to the inner workings of your transformation. Some people will only offer support when they see tangible, undeniable results. Others, consciously or unconsciously, may secretly wish for your failure. Keeping your progress private, moving in silence, shields your sacred work from their potential negativity and corrosive doubt. The most dangerous warriors, the most effective strategists, do not make a lot of noise before they strike. They observe, they plan, they prepare in the shadows, and they act with decisive, often surprising force when the time is right. If you are constantly talking about your moves, your strategies, your intentions, you are telegraphing your punches, giving away your advantage, and diluting your power. True power moves silently, unseen, until its impact is felt. Silence also removes unnecessary pressure. When you announce your ambitious goals to the world, you inadvertently create a set of external expectations, a performance anxiety that can hinder your progress. Moving in the shadows allows you to focus purely on your progress, on your process, without the added burden of feeling like you need to constantly perform for an audience. You do not owe anyone elaborate explanations for your choices, for your focused dedication, for your periods of withdrawal. People may ask why you are so quiet, so intensely focused, why you don't share everything as you once did, why you seem distant. You do not need to answer them with words. Your eventual, undeniable results, your transformed self, will be your most eloquent, irrefutable answer. When you maintain a deliberate silence about your deepest work, people will often underestimate you. This paradoxically is a profound advantage. Let them think you are not making significant moves. Let them assume you are not improving at a rapid pace. And when they finally see the full scope of your results, it will be too late for them to catch up, too late for them to interfere. Silence helps you conserve precious mental and emotional energy. Talking too much, especially about unformed plans or ongoing struggles, drains your focus, dissipates your resolve. The energy spent endlessly explaining your goals could be far more productively used to actually accomplish them. Protect your vital energy by cultivating the discipline of quietude. Privacy accelerates personal growth. When no one is watching, your every move, judging your every attempt, you are free to experiment, to make mistakes in private, to learn and refine your skills without the fear of public failure or criticism. Your private, dedicated grind leads to a powerful, undeniable, public breakthrough. People cannot attack what they cannot see. The more you expose your plans, your vulnerabilities, your inner workings, the more opportunities you inadvertently give to others, whether through malice, ignorance, or well-intentioned interference, to discourage you, to distract you, or to actively sabotage your efforts. Move in silence and let them be surprised, even awed, by your eventual, fully formed success. Silence also forces you to rely more profoundly on yourself. When you stop seeking constant external validation for your ideas, for your path, for your worth, you become intrinsically stronger. You learn to trust your own decisions more deeply. You build an unshakable internal belief in your own abilities, in your own vision. The most successful people, the true masters of their craft, are almost invariably silent workers. They do not feel the need to broadcast their daily efforts, their struggles, their incremental progress. They are internally driven. They let their results, their body of work, their impact on the world speak for them. By the time the world at large notices their achievements, they have often already won the critical battles in private. Your power, your true, unshakable power, grows most profoundly in the shadows, in the quiet dedication of your unseen work. When you work quietly, diligently, without fanfare, you build immense strength, refined skill, and unwavering self-discipline, free from the distorting influence of external noise. By the time you choose to step into the light, you are already a formidable, unstoppable force. Moving in silence creates an aura of mystery, of quiet power. People will sense that something significant is happening with you, but they will not know precisely what it is. Let them guess. Let them talk amongst themselves. You remain focused, your energy contained, your strategy unfolding according to your own internal timetable. The strongest, most lasting transformations, the kind that truly allow you to destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone, happen when no one is watching, when you are alone with your commitment, working relentlessly, passionately, in the sacred background of your own life. By the time the world notices, the change is already profound, irreversible. Never feel compelled to explain your grand strategy to those who are not integral to its execution. Too many people waste precious time and energy trying to convince others of the validity of their plans instead of simply acting on them. Your job is not to convert skeptics or to seek widespread approval for your methods. Your job is to work with unwavering focus and discipline until your results are so compelling, so undeniable, that they cannot be ignored. Your silence, your understated execution will cultivate a deep, unshakable confidence within you. When you stop needing to announce your every move, you learn to trust yourself more profoundly. You no longer require external reassurance. You know, with an inner certainty that what you are doing, what you are building, will succeed. The real ones, the discerning ones, those who understand the true nature of success and self-discipline, will respect your silence. They will recognize the focused dedication, the strategic depth, the quiet power behind it. And when you finally emerge with your achievements, they will respect you even more. Silence also has the practical benefit of eliminating unnecessary competition. When you do not broadcast your specific goals, your unique strategies, no one can directly compete with your unseen efforts. By the time they realize what you have built, you have already secured your position, you have already won. Perhaps the best revenge against those who doubted you, who underestimated you, who tried to hold you back, is silent success. Let your undeniable achievements be your only response. If they questioned your capability, let your results prove them irrevocably wrong. Success, true and lasting success, is often best served quietly, without fanfare, allowing its own weight and substance to make the most profound statement. Silence is power. Move in the shadows, build in private, work in silence. And when it is finally time to reveal yourself, the world will have no choice but to acknowledge and respect your hard-won greatness. This is the art of winning in silence. Chapter 15, Protecting Your Energy and Staying Focused. Your energy, that invisible, intangible, yet profoundly vital force that animates your being, is your most valuable, most precious resource. It is the fuel for your thoughts, the power behind your actions, the very essence of your aliveness. You must learn to guard it with the unwavering vigilance of a sentinel protecting a sacred treasure. Because the people, the thoughts, the habits, and the environments you allow into your life will either nourish and amplify your strength, fueling your personal growth, or they will insidiously drain your vitality, sabotaging your mission to destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone. This is Chapter 15, Protecting Your Energy and Staying Focused. This is non-negotiable for your journey to become unstoppable and is a core operational principle of your Focus and Discipline audiobook. This audiobook teaches that energy management is paramount to success. Understand this with absolute clarity. Distractions are the sworn enemies of greatness. They are the thieves that steal your time, the saboteurs that derail your momentum, the insidious forces that dilute your power. Every unnecessary conversation that leads nowhere, every pointless argument that drains your emotional reserves, every wasted hour spent on frivolous pursuits takes you further and further away from your clearly defined goals. You must stay focused. You must stay disciplined. Do not, under any circumstances, allow distractions to pull you off your sacred path to rebuild yourself. This requires a new mindset of ruthless prioritization. The Gatekeeper Protocol. Not everyone deserves access to you. Some individuals, through their negativity, their drama, their incessant demands, or their sheer lack of purpose, are veritable energy vampires. They will drain your reserves, waste your precious time, and inject a steady stream of toxicity into your life. You do not owe these people your presence, your attention, or your energy. You must learn to cut off negative influences decisively, without hesitation, without apology. This is a crucial act of self-preservation as you rebuild yourself alone. The law of energetic contagion. Energy is contagious. Choose your company wisely. You are permeable to the energetic frequencies of those around you. If you consistently immerse yourself in the company of lazy, negative, unfocused, or perpetually complaining people, their low-vibration energy will inevitably infect your own. Conversely, if you choose to surround yourself with individuals who are driven, positive, disciplined, and inspiring, their high-vibration energy will uplift and empower you. Be extraordinarily selective about who you allow into your energetic field. This is key to how to change your life alone, by curating your energetic inputs. Focus as the rudder of destiny. Your focus determines your future. What you consistently, intensely think about, what you dedicate your mental and physical energy to working on, what you relentlessly pursue with unwavering intention. These will collectively shape the destiny you create. If your mind is constantly scattered, pulled in 1,000 different directions by an endless stream of distractions, your future will be unstable, chaotic, and unfulfilled. But if your mind is laser-focused, disciplined, and directed towards a clear vision, your future will be powerful, purposeful, and unstoppable. This is the essence of focus and discipline. Discipline's defensive perimeter. Eliminate what weakens discipline. If social media platforms are a constant source of distraction and comparison, you must severely limit your engagement or eliminate them altogether. If certain negative people are consistently draining your emotional batteries, you must remove them from your sphere of influence. You must proactively, systematically create an environment, both internal and external, where deep focus is your default state, not a constant battle to achieve. This is how you reprogram your mind for peak performance. The economy of conflict. Not every battle is worth your energy. The world will present you with an endless array of potential conflicts, arguments, opinions to refute, and perceived injustices to rail against. You must develop the wisdom and self-discipline to discern which battles are truly worth fighting and which are merely energy-draining distractions. Save your precious strength, your finite reserves of willpower and focus, for what truly matters. Your personal growth, your hard-won success, your clearly defined purpose. This is mastering self-control over reactive engagement. The sanctuary of the mind. Protect your mental space at all costs. The thoughts you allow to take root and flourish in your mind are the seeds that will eventually grow into your emotions, your actions, and your ultimate results. You must become a vigilant guardian of this internal sanctuary. Actively feed your mind with knowledge that empowers, with positivity that uplifts, with powerful ideas that expand your vision. Simultaneously, you must rigorously reject and expel any thoughts, any influences, any internal narratives that weaken your resolve, diminish your confidence, or undermine your new mindset. This is a core practice from your Mental Strength audiobook. Focus as a cultivated skill. Focus is a trained skill. The ability to maintain deep, unwavering focus is not an innate gift. It is a skill that must be consciously, deliberately trained and strengthened over time, much like a muscle. Every day, you must actively practice ignoring distractions, resisting temptations, and ruthlessly prioritizing what truly matters for your mission to destroy the old you. The more you train your focus, the stronger, more resilient, and more powerful it becomes. This is vital for anyone serious about a self-help audiobook for real transformation. The boundary of respect. Those who don't respect your time don't respect your growth. If someone in your life consistently interrupts your focused work, distracts you from your priorities, or attempts to derail your progress with their own agenda, they are demonstrating a profound lack of respect, not just for your time, but for your entire mission of transformation. You must limit your time and energetic investment with those who do not align with or actively undermine your most important goals. This is part of how to reinvent yourself by setting firm boundaries. The finitude of vitality. Energy is finite. Spend wisely. You are not an inexhaustible source of energy. Each day, you awaken with a finite reserve. If you squander that precious vitality by giving too much attention to the wrong things, to trivialities, to negativity, to distractions, you will Have nothing left for what truly matters, for the deep work required to achieve your highest aspirations. Be fiercely intentional, ruthlessly strategic about where and how you allocate your focus and energy. This is critical for success through isolation from energy drains, discipline as the ultimate guardian, self-discipline, the ultimate energy protector. When you achieve a high level of mastery over your self-discipline, you no longer allow yourself to be easily pulled in a multitude of different directions. You develop an internal guidance system that keeps you firmly on track, regardless of external temptations or internal emotional whims. You stay true to your priorities, your commitments, your vision. This unwavering discipline becomes your most powerful shield against energy depletion and focus fragmentation. The power of a concentrated mind. A focused mind is a powerful mind. The more you can concentrate your mental energies like a laser beam on a specific objective, the more power you bring to bear on that objective. A scattered mind achieves scattered results. A focused mind achieves extraordinary results. Cultivate clarity of purpose, eliminate mental clutter, and your execution will become exponentially more effective. Your journey to rebuild yourself depends on this clarity. Surgical removal of drains. Cut off. What drains you? Mentally, emotionally, physically. Toxic relationships that breed anxiety and resentment, negative or chaotic environments that sap your morale, bad habits that deplete your physical vitality, all of these are insidious energy drains that will steal your power. Before you even realize it, you must be willing to perform emotional and environmental surgery to decisively let them go, to create space for what empowers and uplifts you. Total immersion for total success. Your goals require your full attention. Half-hearted focus inevitably leads to half-hearted, mediocre results. If you desire massive, game-changing success, if you are truly committed to the radical transformation outlined in this audiobook, you must be willing to give your primary goals your full, undivided, relentless attention. Dabbling leads to disappointment. Total immersion leads to mastery. Productive rest versus procrastinating laziness. Rest is necessary. Laziness is not. Protecting your energy also means recognizing the vital importance of rest and recovery. Pushing yourself relentlessly without adequate recharge leads to burnout and diminished returns. However, you must learn to distinguish between strategic, restorative relaxation and apathetic, progress-killing procrastination. Work hard, with intense focus, then rest with equal purpose and intention. This is how you stay motivated alone for the long haul. The ruthlessness of prioritization. You don't have time for everything. Choose wisely. The modern world bombards you with an overwhelming number of choices, demands, and potential commitments. You cannot do everything. You cannot be everything to everyone. You must become ruthlessly selective. Every task you undertake, every habit you cultivate, every relationship you invest in either adds to your energy and propels you forward, or it subtracts from your energy and holds you back. Prioritize with unwavering clarity only those things that directly fuel your future, that align with your mission to erase the old you and build your best self. The world is a symphony of potential distractions, a cacophony of noise designed to scatter your attention and dilute your power. But you, armed with the principles of this chapter, must remain locked in, a fortress of focus. Success does not come to those who are easily swayed, easily influenced, or easily distracted. It comes to those who can fixate on their vision with the intensity of a predator, and who refuse, under any circumstances, to break that sacred focus. Your energy is sacred. Protect it, strengthen it, use it wisely, strategically, powerfully. The more you master your energy, the more control you have over your success, your destiny. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and never, ever let anything or anyone steal your power as you steadfastly destroy the old you's scattered, vulnerable attention and rebuild yourself alone into a beacon of concentrated force. This is a mandate from your Focus and Discipline audiobook. Chapter 16. The Discipline to Stay Hungry for Growth. The transformation you have undergone, the act of destroying the old you and forging a new identity, is not an endpoint. It is a new, elevated baseline. It is the launch pad for even greater ascents. The initial brutal work of demolition and reconstruction was just the beginning. Now you face a different, perhaps more subtle, but equally crucial challenge. You must cultivate, nurture, and sustain the relentless, gnawing drive to keep evolving, to keep pushing, to keep growing. This is Chapter 16. The Discipline to Stay. Hungry for growth. This insatiable hunger, this divine dissatisfaction with stasis, is what will fuel your continued personal growth and is absolutely vital for learning how to stay motivated alone long after the initial fires of transformation have settled into a steady, powerful burn. This audiobook demands that your rebirth be a continuous process. Understand this profound truth. Comfort is the silent assassin of hunger. Satisfaction, a sense of having arrived or achieved enough, is the certain death of ambition. The very moment you allow yourself to think that you've made it, that you can now rest on your laurels, is the moment you begin your inevitable decline. The new you, the powerful, resilient self that you have fought with such tenacity to rebuild yourself alone into, must be characterized by an eternal, unquenchable dissatisfaction with stagnation, with anything less than your ever-expanding potential. This is the core of your self-discipline audiobook ethos for lifelong progress. Growth as a perpetual quest. Growth is not a destination, but a continuous journey. The new, transformed you does not simply finish growing and then coast. That concept is anathema to your new mindset. There are always new levels of mastery to conquer, new skills to acquire and refine, new intellectual territories to explore, a higher, more evolved version of yourself constantly calling to you from the future. Your commitment to reinvent yourself is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong dedication to upward trajectory. Discipline is the sustaining fuel for hunger. Hunger fuels drive, discipline sustains it. Passion, that initial spark of desire for change, might ignite the fire of transformation, but it is the unwavering daily self-discipline to consistently feed that fire with focused effort, with deliberate learning, with uncomfortable challenges, that keeps it burning with an intense, enduring brightness. Hunger provides the direction. Discipline provides the relentless locomotive power. This is how you become unstoppable. The rejection of mediocrity. Never settle for good enough. The old you, the one you have successfully erased the old you, might have been tempted to accept good enough, to settle for mediocrity in certain areas of life. The new, unstoppable you, however, demands excellence. It demands constant improvement. Good enough is the comfortable mantra of the average, the complacent, the uninspired. It has no place in your new lexicon. The daily stretch into discomfort. Challenge yourself daily. Your growth edge always lies just outside your current comfort zone. You must actively, intentionally seek out discomfort on a daily basis. Push your physical limits, stretch your intellectual capacities, confront your emotional triggers. If your day does not contain elements that challenge you, that make you feel slightly stretched or uncomfortable, then you are not truly growing. You are merely maintaining. This is how you continue to overcome weakness and build strength. The insatiable mind. Embrace lifelong learning. The world is a vast, ever-changing repository of knowledge, wisdom, and new perspectives. A mind that remains hungry is a mind that is always learning, always absorbing, always expanding. You must cultivate an insatiable curiosity. Read voraciously, study diligently, observe keenly, adapt constantly. This is essential to continuously reprogram your mind for perpetual advancement and to stay ahead in a rapidly evolving world. This is a key principle for any success audiobook. The expansion of self. The disciplined mind always seeks more: wisdom, skill, strength. This hunger is not for more material possessions, which often bring fleeting satisfaction. It is a hunger for more internal resources, more wisdom, greater skill, deeper understanding, unshakable resilience, profound mental strength. Your new mindset, the one you forged through this destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone process, should be one of perpetual internal expansion and refinement. The true fear, stagnation, fear of stagnation, not failure. For the truly transformed individual, the one who has tasted the power of growth, the real fear is not failing at a new endeavor. Failure, when approached correctly, is merely a stepping stone, a lesson. The true horror, the existential dread, is the thought of remaining static, of allowing your hard-won growth to atrophy, of inadvertently reverting to the comfortable complacency and limitations of your old, discarded self. This is a powerful motivator to maintain focus and discipline. Success, as a launch pad, not a finish line. Success breeds complacency if you let it. Have you achieved a significant goal? Excellent. Acknowledge it, celebrate it briefly, and then immediately set your sights on a bigger, more challenging one. The hunger of the truly ambitious is not just for the achievement itself, but for the process of striving, of overcoming, of becoming more in the pursuit of that achievement. Use your successes as fuel and leverage for your next ascent, not as comfortable resting places. This is self-improvement motivation for the advanced practitioner. Constant recalibration and aspiration. Review your progress. Identify new frontiers. Periodically, you must step back, review how far you've come, acknowledge the progress you've made in your Reinvent Yourself audiobook journey, and then, with renewed hunger, identify the next mountains to climb, the next frontiers to explore. What skills have you mastered to a satisfactory level? What new capabilities must you now develop to reach your next desired state? A hungry person is always looking ahead, strategically planning their next conquest, their next phase of growth. The ecosystem of ambition, your environment must fuel your hunger. Even as you rebuild yourself alone, you must ensure that your environment, your physical surroundings, the information you consume, the internal dialogues you entertain, consistently fuels your hunger for growth. Surround yourself, even if only through books, podcasts, and this audiobook, with influences that inspire greater ambition, that remind you of the vastness of human potential, that challenge you to keep pushing, to keep striving, to demand more from yourself. Cut off negative influences that dampen this fire. The preferable pain, the pain of growth, is preferable to the pain of stagnation. The discomfort inherent in stretching yourself, in pushing your limits, in constantly striving for a higher version of yourself is a noble pain. It is the pain of becoming, the pain of evolution, the dull, chronic ache of an unfulfilled life, the quiet desperation of stagnation, the haunting regret of untapped potential. That is a far more tragic, far more debilitating form of suffering. Choose the productive pain of growth every single time. This is how to develop a warrior mindset for continuous advancement. To stay hungry means to stay truly alive, to remain vibrant, to stay engaged in the dynamic dance of becoming. It is the unwavering self-discipline to look at your current achievements, your present state of being, and to authentically ask, with genuine curiosity and driving ambition, what's next? How can I become even more? It is the absolute refusal to allow the new, transformed you to become the final you. You must keep that sacred fire of divine dissatisfaction burning brightly in your belly. Let it drive you. Let it make you relentless, insatiable, in your pursuit of becoming ever more than you are today. This is the enduring spirit of your reinvent, your self-journey, a commitment to continuous, hungry reinvention long after you've destroyed the old you. This is the path to not just success, but to a life of profound, ever-expanding meaning and mastery. Conclusion: the rebirth of the new you. You have walked through the crucible of transformation. You have stared unflinchingly into the abyss of your former self and made the hard, necessary choices. You have systematically, brutally, and with unwavering commitment destroyed the old you. You ignited the pyre and burned the bridges to a past that could no longer contain your burgeoning potential. You embraced the power of solitude, understanding that true strength is often forged when you rebuild yourself alone. You shattered the seductive chains of weakness and the comfortable illusion of safety. You meticulously erased the old yous, limiting mindset, and courageously programmed a new mindset, one of power, resilience, and unwavering focus and discipline. You decisively cut off negative influences, creating a sacred space for your growth. You built unbreakable routines, the scaffolding of your new existence, and achieved mastery over your emotional landscape through unyielding self-discipline. You have, piece by painstaking piece, reinvented your identity. You have learned the profound art of self-reliance, turning past pain into unimaginable power and cultivating a relentless work ethic that would shame the mediocre. You have adopted the indomitable mindset of those who never, ever quit. You learn to move in silence and win, protecting your precious energy, and you have irrevocably committed to staying insatiably hungry for perpetual personal growth. This is more than just the conclusion of an audiobook. This is far more than the end of a program. This is your rebirth. The profound transformation you have undergone is not merely complete, it is, in reality, a dynamic, ongoing state of being. There is no turning back. The old paths are not just overgrown, they are obliterated. You are no longer the person who made endless excuses, who passively waited for the perfect moment that never arrives, or who secretly hoped that someone else would come along to save them from themselves. Through the disciplined application of the principles in this Destroy the Old You and Rebuild Yourself Alone audiobook, you have become the sovereign architect of your own destiny. You are in this very moment demonstrably stronger, profoundly wiser, and truly unequivocally unstoppable. But understand this, O transformed one. This journey, this path of self-improvement, motivation, and self-mastery doesn't culminate in a final static destination. Growth, true evolution, is a lifelong process, a continuous unfolding. Every single day, from this day forward, you must consciously, deliberately choose discipline over comfort, strength over weakness, progress over stagnation. The powerful principles and strategies contained within this self-help audiobook, this Reinvent Yourself audiobook, are not just concepts to be intellectually understood. They are a code to be lived, to be embodied, to be expressed in every thought, every word, every action. Walk your own path with unwavering conviction. Continue to embrace your solitude when it serves your focus and growth. Trust your internal compass. Stay laser-focused and guard your energy. Protect your vitality, your new mindset, your hard-won clarity with the ferocity of a warrior defending the most sacred ground. Never allow the ghost of the old you to return. Be ever vigilant. The echoes of past weaknesses, of old limiting beliefs can be subtle, insidious. Recognize them instantly and crush them without mercy. The new you is the only you now. You are reborn. Every single day. This is not a one-time event. Every sunrise offers a fresh opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to this new, powerful self, to push your boundaries further, to live your transformation with even greater intensity and purpose. You are now equipped not just with knowledge, but with proven mental strength, with effective tools, and with an unshakable internal resolve to not just change your life in superficial ways, but to fundamentally dominate it, to sculpt it into a masterpiece of your own design. The old you is a memory, a valuable lesson learned, perhaps, a stark reminder of how far you've come. But it is now merely the discarded foundation upon which the magnificent monument of your new self is being continuously built and refined. Go forth from this moment. Be relentless in your pursuit of excellence. Be powerful in your compassionate engagement with the world. Be the undeniable embodiment of the new you. Your personal success. Audiobook story, the one you are now living, is just beginning its most exciting chapters. Destroy the old you and rebuild yourself alone is not just the title of this program. It is now and forevermore your sacred, unshakable, lifelong creed. Now go and conquer. You have taken the first, most critical step. The transformation is real. To continue fueling your journey, to access more powerful content designed to forge an unbreakable you, subscribe to the Audiobooks LOA channel. Destroy the Old You and Rebuild Yourself Alone audiobook, written by Peter A. Saul and published by Audiobooks LOA.